Live on a Saturday night, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey, as tonight's the last of a three-game series as the Grizzlies take on the Tahoe Night Monsters. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. It's a late Saturday night of Utah Grizzlies hockey as the Grizz are over in Tahoe at Tahoe Blue Event Center to take on the Night Monsters for the sixth time this season. It's been a very successful series for the Grizzlies. On Wednesday night, they picked up a season-high 9 goals as they scored 2 goals in the first, 3 in the second, and 4 goals on 5 shots in the third period. On Wednesday night, Reed Lepster scored 2 goals. Danny Genev had 1 goal and 4 assists, and Riley Connors had 2 goals and 1 assist. And the Grizzlies also got goals from Luke Antonacci, Mike Gillette, and Noah Gansky. And even though Tahoe outshot Utah 35-22, it was the Grizzlies that came away with a 9-6 victory. Last night, Grizzlies got on the board first as Riley Connors found the back of the net 42 seconds in. Connors scored 2 goals last night. Tahoe scored 2 power play goals in the first period as the Night Monsters led 2-1 after 20 minutes of play. Both teams had 1 goal in the second period. John Gillette tied it up 8:45 into the second. Aiden Hansen-Bukata and Mikey Colella each picked up an assist. Jake McGrew gave Tahoe a 3-2 lead as he scored 13:37 into the second period. Night Monsters extended the lead to 4-2 as Kevin Walls scored 3:22 into the third period with Casey Bailey getting the assist. But how about the final 5 minutes of the third period last night where the Grizzlies scored 5 goals in the span of 4 minutes and 11 seconds to turn a 4-2 deficit into a 7-4 victory. Evan Friesen redirected a Luke Antonacci shot 15-18 in to make it a 4-3 game. And then 40 seconds later, it was Riley Connors tying it up with his second of the game and 9th of the season. Utah got a power play as Trent Zwick got a boarding minor 16:57 into the third period. Utah found Reed Lepster all alone in the left circle, and Lepster fired at stick side over the right shoulder of Jordan Paperny to give Utah a 5-4 lead. Tyler Gratton, the Grizzlies captain, scored an empty netter with exactly 1 minute left in regulation. And then with 31 seconds left, it was Reed Lepster getting his second of the game to give Utah their 7th goal of the night. And they ended up scoring 5 goals on 14 shots in the third period last night. The Grizzlies have 9 goals in the third period in the 2 games in this series. And that's 9 goals on just 19 shots. Watch out for special teams tonight. Both teams are 2 for 2 on the power play on Wednesday. Utah was 1 for 6 on the power play, and that Reed Lepster power play goal late in the third period came just at the right time. Tahoe went 2 for 4 on the power play in last night's game. It's going to be an interesting one over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. It's going to be a different goaltending matchup tonight. For the Grizzlies, it's going to be Anson Thornton making his Utah debut. Thornton currently has an NHL contract with the Utah Mammoth. And for the Tahoe Night Monsters, it's going to be Jacob Musatelli, who's making his second appearance as a Night Monster. He got the start for Tahoe against Utah on January 11th. He stopped 10 of 11, but after Noah Gansky scored on him about 9 minutes into the first period, Musatelli left the game due to an injury, and he hasn't played since. So it's going to be Thornton for the Grizzlies and Musatelli for the Tahoe Night Monsters. Should be an interesting one. The Grizzlies are going for a 3-game sweep, and they're doing so against a pretty good Tahoe Night Monster club who come into play tied for 3rd in the Mountain Division with 50 standings points. They're tied for 3rd with the Allen Americans, who are currently doing battle against the Norfolk Admirals. When we come back, we'll talk about Anson Thornton. He becomes the 6th different goaltender to appear in a game for the Grizzlies this season as we're in business on a Saturday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face-offs in about 10 minutes from now as the Grizzlies take on the Tahoe Night Monsters for the sixth time this season. Goaltender Anson Thornton makes his Grizzlies debut last season. He played in 31 games with the Allen Americans. His final game with Allen was on March 26th of 2025, and that was against the Grizzlies at Maverick Center. Thornton stopped 23 of 27 in the first two periods of the game, but late in the second period, Thornton suffered a season-ending injury, and that's the last time he has appeared in a game. So Thornton will be in action for the first time in 10.5 months as he makes his Grizzlies debut. He played in 4 games against the Grizzlies last season as a member of the Allen Americans. His best month last season for Allen was in November of 2024, where he had a 3.22 goals against average and .922 save percentage in 7 games for the Americans. Thornton catches with his right glove, and his stick side is his left. Thornton is 22 years old. He'll be 23 this upcoming June. He's a native of Oshawa, Ontario. Thornton goes 6'3" and 185 pounds, and he is in the last of a 3-year NHL entry-level deal with the Utah Mammoth. The backup goaltender tonight will be Dominic Bassey, who picked up a victory in each of the 2 games earlier in this series against the Tahoe Night Monsters. Bassey has won 4 of his last 7 starts. So it's going to be Anson Thornton getting the start for the Grizzlies. He'll be going up against Tahoe's Jacob Musatelli. Grizzlies are rolling with 12 forwards and 5 defensemen tonight. Noah Gansky's out of the Grizzlies lineup. Remember, he took a strong cross-check in the third period, and it looked like it shook him pretty good. So Gansky's out of the lineup. Luke Antonacci's also out of the Grizzlies lineup. He must have gotten hurt at some point late in last night's game. And Stepan Timofeyev is serving the first of a 2-game suspension. Mike Gillette and TJ Sneath each return to the Grizzlies lineup tonight. When we come back in 30 seconds, we'll go over the lineups for the Grizzlies and also some of the key players to watch out for on the Tahoe side. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting, hanging out in the Grizzlies lobby here in the professional green studios here in the Grizzlies office. We talked about Anson Thornton getting the start in net. He is 6'3" and 185 pounds. He'll be wearing number 29 for the Grizzlies this evening. We don't have the starters yet for either the Grizzlies or Night Monsters, but we do know the Grizzlies are rolling with 12 forwards. The top forward line from left to right, they've been awfully productive over the last 7 or 8 games. Tyler Gratton's going to be on the left wing. Evan Frieson's going to be the center. And Reed Lepster is second in the league with 26 goals. He will be on the right wing. Second forward line on John Buchanan's lineup cards from left to right is going to be Danny Genev with Riley Connors and Yaroslav Yevdokimov. Watch out for Riley Connors. He has 4 goals and 1 assist so far in this series. And Danny Genev has 1 goal and 5 assists in the 2 games in Tahoe. Third forward line from left to right includes Mikey Colella with John Gillette and Sean Kennedy. Kennedy started the year with the Birmingham Bulls, and that was the team that Tahoe goaltender Jacob Musatelli played on. So those 2 were teammates in Birmingham earlier this season. Fourth forward line from left to right includes Mike Gillette with Henri Schreifels and TJ Sneath. Grizzlies are rolling with 5 defensemen, so the defensive pairings are going to be mixed and matched quite a bit tonight. We will see Luke Salem and Colby Enns, as well as Sage Weinstein and Aiden Hansen-Bukatu, who's got 23 assists this season. And Matu Boilar is also going to be in the lineup for the Grizzlies wearing number 27. So that's the lineup for the Grizzlies. The starters were just announced. And it's going to be Colby Enns and Luke Salem getting the start, as well as the top forward line of Gratton, Friesen, and Lepster. For Tahoe, Jacob Musatelli is going to get the start at net. It was Jordan Paperny in each of the first 2 games of the series, and Paperny allowed 13 goals. 3 of them were on an empty net. For the Night Monsters, their starting defensive pairing is going to be Samuel Maye, who's wearing number 95, and he'll be paired up with Lyndon Algier, number 7. Algier's a +9 this season. Starting forwards include Jordan Gustafson, who was just sent to the Tahoe Night Monsters from their AHL affiliate, the Henderson Silver Knights. Devin Poliani's going to be in there as well. He's got 21 goals and 21 assists in 41 games. And Trent Zwick, the big 6'6" forward, is also going to be in the starting lineup. Zwick has 17 goals and 13 assists and a +3 rating. Got to watch out for Jake McGrew. He scored a second-period goal on Wednesday. McGrew has 12 goals this season. Luke Adam has been strong against Utah this year. Adam, the former NHLer with Buffalo and Columbus, has 12 goals and 18 assists. You also got to watch out for Casey Bailey, who has 17 goals and 24 assists in 45 games for the Night Monsters. When we come back, we'll have face-off on the other side. You've been tuned into the pregame report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
It's a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as the Utah Grizzlies are looking for a 3-game sweep as they take on the Tahoe Night Monsters for the 6th time this season. Last of a 3-game series, Utah got 2 victories earlier this week, 9-6 on Wednesday as they scored a season-high amount of goals. And then last night, they overcame a 4-2 deficit as they scored 5 goals in a 4-minute and 11-second stretch late in the third period to turn a 4-2 deficit into a 7-4 victory. Getting the start in net's going to be Anson Thornton. He's making his Grizzlies debut, and it's his first appearance anywhere since March 26, where he stopped 23 of 27 before suffering a season-ending injury as a member of the Allen Americans. Starting forward line is going to be Evan Friesen with Reed Lepster and Tyler Gratton. All 3 of those guys have been standouts lately. Friesen has 5 goals in his last 8 games, and he has a tip-in goal in each of the first 2 games of this series. Tyler Gratton has 11 points, 5 goals, and 6 assists in his last 8 games. And Reed Lepster's got 4 goals in this series, and he has 16 goals in his last 21 games. Luke Salem and Colby Enns are the starting defensive pairing, as Friesen will take the draw against Jordan Gustafson, who was just sent to Tahoe from the AHL's Henderson Silver Knights. Referee tonight is Grant Hendrick. He drops the puck at center ice and we're underway. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we attempt to see the game on Flow Sports as the Grizzlies drive it in, and we ask for a lot of patience as unfortunately this video feed, this series has been below average. Deep into the Grizzlies zone, Colby Enns will slice along the boards, but kind of fanned on it. Now the puck goes back towards Enns in the far corner. He gets it across to Salem off his stick. Salem regathers the puck, and he'll flub it forward towards Friesen near the Grizzlies bench. Friesen strides along the left wing as he skates towards the left circle, but we got a fight at neutral ice as Reed Lepster's in a fight with Devin Poliani. As first fight for Lepster this season, Poliani delivers a right and drags Lepster to the ice. We saw after it was a 7-4 game, Poliani yelling at Reed Lepster for whatever reason. And so Poliani went after Lepster, and Poliani and Lepster getting a fight 34 seconds into the game. And after giving up 16 goals in each of the last two games, Poliani was trying to send a message to his bench. For whatever reason, Poliani had some beef with Reed Lepster, and I think the 4 goals that Lepster scored in 2 games, and everybody's coming off the Tahoe bench to salute Devin Poliani, as Poliani's got some blood on his nose, and so we have absolutely no clue. We're not even in the same time zone as where the game's being played, but for whatever reason, Devin Poliani and Reed Lepster have some beef with each other. Lepster kind of shaking his head up and down as he must have seen it coming. For whatever reason, I think that Lepster scoring a bunch of goals against the Night Monsters did something to the Tahoe bench to kind of irk him a little bit. Lepster this season against Tahoe has 5 goals and 2 assists in 5 games. So so it's pretty clear that Lepster wasn't interested in a fight, but Poliani said, let's go. And with that, Poliani is going to get an extra 2 minutes for probably instigating or something of that effect. So Utah is going to get an early power play. And it was interesting. Every single player on the Tahoe bench came off the bench to go to the penalty box and pound fists with Devin Poliani. So we have absolutely no clue as to what Lepster did except for beat him in the scoring sheet. But nevertheless, 34 seconds in. It's going to be a Utah power play. Remember, the Grizzlies have been outstanding on the power play as of late, as they are 10 for 29 on the man advantage over the last 8 games. So it's going to be Friesen taking the draw, and Lepster would be on this power play unit, except he's in the box right now, serving a fighting major. So it's going to be Grattan, Friesen, Genev, Hansen, Bukata, and one other on the ice for the Grizzlies. And it's going to be Yevdokimov taking Lepster's place in this power play unit. Right side, Genev, shot, save, rebound, shot, a score! Yaroslav Yevdokimov gives Utah a 1-0 lead. And that has to feel good as he gets his first as a Grizzly. He was outstanding 2 years ago as a member of the Tulsa Oilers. Danny Genev is going to get the main assist, as he will pick up his team leading 26 of the year, and that is Genev's 12th power play assist of the season, as the Grizzlies get an early power play goal 49 seconds into the game. And Genev goes towards the Grizzlies penalty box to salute Reed Lepster. So it looks like they're going to keep the puck for Yevdokimov. It's his first as a Grizzly, not his first pro goal. He had been in this league with Tulsa, and he actually had a very productive year with the Tulsa Oilers during the 2023-24 season, where he had 7 goals in 29 games. But they kept the puck for him. It's 1-0 Utah. It's their 17th goal in this series. As the Night Monsters get his, we're now skating 5-on-5. They fire towards Anson Thornton, who will stick it towards the far corner. Sage Weinstein around the boards. Weinstein was reassigned to the Grizzlies yesterday. Now right side shot. Thornton dives towards his left and makes a save, as Kevin Wall now goes after Sage Weinstein. And it looks like the Night Monsters want to play this type of game early, as the Grizzlies were beating them on the scoreboard, and Kevin Wall went after Sage Weinstein after the whistle. Is it going to be another Utah power play? I don't know if Weinstein's going to go to the box as well, but 57 seconds into the game, Thornton made a big save. It's 1-0 Utah, and Kevin Wall, after Thornton dove towards his left to make a save, Wall went after Weinstein. So now Kevin Wall's in the box with Devin Poliani. So there's two Night Monsters in the box. Not sure if Weinstein's going in for Utah. Yevdokimov scored 41 seconds in. Genev and Hansen Bukata each picked up an assist, and that's no surprise with those two getting power play assists. Genev picks up his 13th power play assist of the year, and Hansen Bukata picks up his 13th as well, as both Genev and Hansen Bukata are tied for the league lead for power play assists among rookies. So it looks like it's going to be matching minors, Wall for the Night Monsters and Weinstein for the Grizzlies. So we're going to skate 4-on-4 as we played 57 seconds of this game, and the Grizzlies already lead 1-0, and the chairs aren't yet warm over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. Grizzlies win the draw as Colby ends down the middle of the ice. He crosses center ice, veers off to his right. He'll drop it for Tyler Gratton. Gratton backhands it towards the net, and it deflects off a Grizzly. As Jacob Musatelli is the goaltender for the Tahoe Night Monsters. Second game for him in a Tahoe uniform, and both of them are against the Grizzlies, as he got the start on January 11th and stopped 10 of 11 before leaving due to an injury. Grizzlies cross center ice. Boilard whips it around the boards as Tahoe throws it deeper into their own zone. Night Monsters are wearing kind of a replica jersey of the 1960 U.S. Olympic team. Instead of USA in the front of the jersey, it has TAH, which is basically Utah minus the U. As Genev gets the puck towards the left wing, and he'll chip it across. Puck towards the right side. Luke Salem dangling back and forth. He fires towards the net, and it's sticked away. Genev towards the middle of the ice will backhand it to the corner as he comes off the ice at the end of his shift. We played about 2 minutes. Utah leads 1-0 on Yevdokimov's versus a Grizzly, as he scored on a power play from Genev and Hansen Bukata. As Tahoe enters from the left wing, they dump it towards the corner as Colby ends chasing after it. Ends in his second game back after missing 6 straight games due to an injury. He'll get it ahead towards Mikey Colella. As he'll cross center ice, Colella will bounce it towards the left corner as he gets around two Night Monsters. As Colella off his stick, now it goes back towards center ice. Boilard gets it back at the Utah line. Grizzlies are rolling with 12 forwards and 5 defensemen tonight as Noah Gansky was unable to go, as was Luke Antonacci. Mikey Colella gets it back as the Grizzlies are patient with their approach in their own zone. They get it ahead, but it was overled for Mike Gillette at neutral ice. Gillette drags down a Night Monster as Colella takes the puck as it slides towards the middle of the ice. Tahoe cuts in front of him as we have 3 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Weinstein's out of the box for Utah, and Kevin Wall for the Night Monsters. We played 3 minutes. Utah leads 1-0. As Tahoe crosses center ice, they step over the offensive blue, and they'll chip it towards the right corner. As the Night Monsters get towards the far corner, Luke Salem trips up a Night Monster, no call. Grizzlies come back the other way. Henri Schreifels over the offensive blue as he gets it to the middle of the ice, and on the back check, Hansen Bukata couldn't get a shot off. Now Hansen Bukata stops to avoid a check as the puck goes back towards the Utah line. Utah gets it deep into the Tahoe zone as Grizzlies will switch up skaters. Mike Gillette on the ice. He did not play last night. He scored his first goal as a Grizzly in the second period on Wednesday. Back behind Utah's net, wraparound shot saved by Thornton, and puck kicks towards the right circle. Grizzlies come up with it. Gillette jumps around a Night Monster. He regathers the puck in the far circle of his own zone. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we see it. As Schreifels gets it towards the right wing, Grizzlies still in their own zone as they're patient with their approach here 4 minutes in. Colby Enns will zip a long-range pass angle right. Must have gotten redirected at neutral ice as there's no icing on the play. Connor's chasing after the puck. Sean Kennedy off his stick. Tahoe enters as they'll skate towards the right point and chip it to the corner. As the Night Monster gets pushed by Luke Salem, puck goes towards the right wing. Wall gets it towards the corner. Now back to Kevin Wall, who had 1 goal and 1 assist last night. He'll move it to the right circle. Tahoe starting pass. They try to get it back towards the right goal line. Pass misconnected. Riley Connors gets belted in the corner by Wall. Now Wall gets it right side, righty shot. Glove saved by Thornton. And then Wall kind of skated towards Thornton, and he made sure he wanted to make contact on Thornton. And with that, a little bit of traffic out in front of the crease. 15:29 left in the first. And all Wall would say he's doing is just following his own shot, but it looked like he tried to get after Anson Thornton. The Night Monsters are a frustrated team. They've had a pretty good season. It's their second year of existence. They made the postseason last year, and referee looks like he's signaling a penalty of some sort as everybody's going to go back towards the Night Monster zone, and I think Utah might get a power play. As it looked like Wall just kind of went after, it looked like he followed his own shot and tried to take a swing at Thornton. And so it's going to be a Utah power play. It's 1-0 Grizz. As you have Donkamov, who scored a goal, and he took Reed Lepster's place. It would be Lepster's spot on that power play unit, but Lepster's still in the penalty box serving a fighting major as he fought, and it was his first fight of the season, maybe his first fight as a Grizzly, if I remember right. Puck goes towards the right corner as Tyler Gratton gets it. As the Grizzlies are back on a power play for the second time tonight. They have 11 power play goals in their last 8.5 games. Hanson Buchanan towards Geneva. They have 4 power play goals in this series. As he'll whip it towards the near circle, and the Night Monsters will tattoo it off the boards all the way towards Thornton. Anson Thornton plays behind his net. He catches with his right, and his stick sides his left. Thornton gets it out towards center ice, as Thornton's the second Utah Mammoth contract goalie to catch with his right, as Karel Vejmelka also catches with his right, as Night Monsters will clear it all the way towards Thornton, as the puck ricochets off Utah's backboard. Minute 5's left in the power play, as Genev races across center ice, steps over the offensive line. But I think the Grizzlies are going to get called for an interference minor, as there was a collision near the Tahoe blue line. And I think that's going to be it for the power play, as Sean Kennedy is going to go to the box. And the camera operator doesn't have the presence of mind to show the referee what the signal is. That looks like interference. We got a quick glance of the referee signal, as it appears that Kennedy gets 2 minutes for interference, as he sits in the box next to Reed Lepster, as we played 5.5 minutes into this game. And I'd love to see what kind of led to that Lepster fight with Poliani, because Poliani was very upset at the end of the game, yelling at the Grizzlies bench, and I believe in particular he was yelling at Reed Lepster for whatever reason, and I wonder if Poliani just went after him, and Lepster really didn't have any choice. And it was interesting, after that fight, everybody came off the Tahoe bench to go salute Poliani. So not entirely sure what that was about, but nevertheless, Lepster's in the penalty box after what we believe is his first fight as a Grizzly, unless he got into one at some point early last season. Grizzlies have the puck as we're now skating 4-on-4 for the second time tonight, as there's 14-14 on a moving clock. Utah leads 1-0 on Yevdokimov's power play goal from Genev and Hanson Buchanan. Utah over the offensive line, but everybody stopped skating as it looks like Utah is offside, and so the faceoff's going to come back to neutral ice. So a lot of fun here early on in this game. Last of a 3-game series. It's the 6th and final meeting between these clubs over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. Don't forget, there's going to be a 3-game series between these clubs at Maverick Center in late February 25th, 27th, and 28th. Connors will take the draw at neutral ice after the Grizzlies were called for offside. Connors is one of the best forwards in the league this week, as he's got 4 goals and 1 assist through 2 games in this series. Connors in 23 games has 9 goals and 4 assists. Tahoe wins the draw as we played 6 minutes. Utah leads 1-0 on Yevdokimov's power play goal. We're skating 4-on-4 for the next 25 seconds, as the Night Monsters will zip it out to center ice angle left, and it's off a Tahoe stick on towards Anson Thornton. And Tahoe looks like they want to play that kind of game, as Thornton had covered up, and the Night Monsters, they made sure to give him a little bit of ice and a little bit of snow coming his way. Time out on the ice. Utah leads 1-0. We played just over 6 minutes. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe that you should get more from less. Like exclusive tires we design ourselves means more tires made for the roads that you drive, less compromise. And we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. And our 60-day satisfaction guarantee means you'll be way more satisfied and way less stressed. For all this and more, you get more from less.
So looks like we're back to live action. 13 minutes, 50 seconds. Looked like they were going through the motions of immediate timeout, but they decided to stop it. Tahoe wins the draw. High slot righty shot. Glove saved by Thornton, as there's now 13:46 left in the first period, as we're skating 4-on-4 for the next 17 seconds. Now it looks like there's a timeout, as Utah leads 1-0. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
Utah leads 1-0 as Yaroslav Yevdokimov scored a power play goal 41 seconds in with Genev and Hanson Bukata getting the assist. And the interesting thing about that is Yevdokimov was on the ice because Reed Lepster got in a fight with Poliani 34 seconds into the game. Utah did get a power play as Poliani got 2 minutes for instigating, which if you're just defending yourself like Reed Lepster was, you wonder if, based on the rules, if he should have even got the fighting major because he was just kind of holding his ground as best he could. While our left wing has shot, and the camera operator didn't show us where the shot ended up, but it's still 1-0 Utah. As coming out of the box, a night monster, and so Tahoe has a power play for the next 52 seconds. Tahoe skates in, left wing, righty shot goes wide as they miss the net glove side on Thornton. As puck will hit the opposite center ice, and it's accepted back by the night monsters. As Tahoe in their red, white, and blue jerseys, blue jersey, red numbers, and a little bit of white mixed in. Lepster gets the puck. He'll feed it towards right side. Grizzlies skate in. Boiler try to get it back towards Lepster, and the pass misconnected. Actually, it was Gratton trying to get it back towards Lepster as the Night Monsters step back in right wing. As Tahoe gets to the corner, Night Monsters feed it back up top. Right point, Callan moves it to his left. Righty shot saved by Thornton on a one-timer as the Night Monsters get it back. They're in the high slot. 10 seconds left in the power play for Tahoe. As the Night Monsters, Callan fires a wrist shot, and it's blocked before it gets to Thornton, and the Grizzlies will clear it out. Kennedy's out of the box, as Tahoe is now 0 for 1 on the power play. Grizzlies are 1 for 2. In terms of the shot count, Tahoe's got 7 and Utah has 2, but obviously Yevdokimov made his count 41 seconds in. Tahoe over the offensive blue as Adam tried to drop it off, and it's knifed away back to center ice by Mike Gillette. Tahoe gets it back, and it's picked off by TJ Sneath, number 74. He'll fire it off the right wing boards, and it's going to be icing on Utah, and that stops play with 12:05 left in the first. Well, you talk about the offensive explosion for the Grizzlies on the road in Tahoe. They won 9-6 on Wednesday and 7-4 on Friday. Utah has scored 9 goals on 19 shots in the third periods in this series. They've now got 11 power play goals in their last 8.5 games, and they have 4 power play goals in this series. Grizzlies been a strong road club. They have won 4 of their last 5 road games, and they have scored 30 goals in their last 5 road games. As the puck's along the far wing boards, as Sage Weinstein gets physical, as does Schreifels and TJ Sneath and a few Night Monsters as well. Puck goes towards Mike Gillette. The older brother of John Gillette, Mike Gillette, will pitchfork it out to center ice. Puck goes back towards Tahoe, and they get it back in. Colby Enns gets it, and he'll tattoo it off the far wing boards ahead towards TJ Sneath off his stick. Sneath runs it down, but Tahoe gets there a stride ahead of him. Puck slides back to neutral ice as Luke Salem trying to get it ahead towards Geneva. It bounced off a Tahoe leg. Now the Night Monsters enter from the left wing. Grizzlies back defensively. Tahoe feeds it towards the right goal line. They skate in, and Thornton will brush it with his blocker as the Night Monsters get it back up top. Lefty shot from the left point, and that misses wide. Riley Connors delivers ahead on Jake McGrew, number 15, as back towards the right wing off the wall. Tahoe gets up top, high slot, lefty shot, and that's blocked. Might have gotten blocked before it gets towards Thornton, as Grizzlies will clear it all the way into the Night Monster zone. Grizzlies in a white jersey, black numbers, professional green trim. Hanson Bukata tried to play it center ice and overskated it. Tahoe skates in left wing, shot blocker saved by Thornton. Puck goes towards the right point, and Tahoe keeps it in. Puck around the boards, Hanson Bukata plays it, and he'll shovel it forward. Puck towards center ice. Friesen enters from the right wing. He gets belted by a Night Monster, but he's able to throw it deeper into the Night Monster zone. Tahoe collects it. As we played 9.5 minutes of this game, Grizzlies lead 1-0 on a power play goal from Yaroslav Yevdokimov 41 seconds in. Colby Enns will push it towards his right. Grizzlies will tap it to center ice as Friesen over to Gratton, who enters with momentum. Gratton centers to Friesen, lefty shot, and a score! Evan Friesen gets his 14th of the year. He has a goal in all 3 games in this series. And Utah extends the lead. It's now a 2-0 game. Well, it wasn't exactly an odd man rush. It was 2-on-2 entering from the right wing. Granton skated towards the right goal line and just centered it to Friesen. Once Friesen collected the puck in front of the crease, he just shoveled it past Musatelli. And so the Grizzlies have 2 goals on 3 shots here so far tonight. Boy, the Grizzlies are just on a roll offensively, unlike anything we've seen all year. So it's 2-0 Grizz on goals from Yaroslav Yevdokimov and Evan Friesen. Puck near the Grizzlies bench, which is on the near side to the right of center ice. Tahoe towards the left goal line. They center it, and it's poked away by Luke Salem. As racing across center ice is John Gillette. Grizzlies have 16 goals in this series. Gillette, right wing. He'll take a shot and a score! John Gillette gets his 9th of the year, and the Grizzlies are buzzing here tonight. It's 3-0 Utah. Unbelievable. They're scoring like a basketball team. John Gillette just raced along the right wing and fired it past Musatelli. Boy, they must love that room service in Tahoe. They've got 19 goals in 6.5 periods in this series. And the Grizzlies with first period goals from Yaroslav Yevdokimov, Evan Friesen, and now John Gillette. 3-0 Utah, 9:40 left in the first period. What an amazing offensive onslaught for the Grizzlies in Tahoe. As puck's in the right corner of the Night Monster zone. As Schreifels gets hit in the back once, twice, now 3 times by Maye. As the Night Monsters collect the puck, and they get it out towards center ice. Tahoe, 2-on-2, they swing and miss as Blahlar blocked the shot from the left wing. Blahlar sporting a beard wearing number 27. Left wing shot kick saved by Thornton off his left ankle. As Mike Gillette back towards Colbiens, who's behind Utah's net. Over towards Blahlar in the right corner, and he'll drift the puck back to center ice and beyond all the way deep into the Night Monster zone. Icing is on Utah's. There's exactly 9 minutes left in the first period. And that crowd in Tahoe's got to be stunned. Evan Friesen scored 9:48 in with Tyler Granton and Sage Weinstein getting the assists. For Weinstein, that's his 3rd assist as a Grizzly this season. Gillette right now, it's listed as unassisted, 10-11 in as he scored from the right wing. And for John Gillette, he now has a goal in back-to-back games as he has 9 on the season. Tahoe left wing after winning the draw. Righty shot saved by Thornton. Now right wing, righty shot, and that's blocked. And it deflects. It stays in play as it hippity-hops towards the right corner. And the Grizzlies plop it towards TJ Sneath. And Sneath will pitchfork it out to center ice. As Schreifels and Mike Gillette look over, as well as TJ Sneath, scrum along the far wing boards at neutral ice. As Gillette will race towards center ice, and he'll dump it in as the Grizzlies, I believe, are going to make a full line change. As Tahoe gets out towards center ice, Genev's out there with Yevdokimov and Connors. Rink-wide feed, right wing, righty shot, glove saved by Thornton. And he holds on as Anson Thornton's been sharp so far in his Grizzlies debut as he has saved each of the first 11 shots he has seen. It's 3-0 Utah as there's 8:21 left in the first period. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Grizzlies have 3 goals on 4 shots. It's a 3-0 Utah lead as the draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone as there's just over 8 minutes left in the first period. Tahoe has outshot Utah 11-4 as Anson Thornton, making his Grizzlies debut, has stopped all 11 he has seen. 8:21 left in the first. Riley Connors will take the draw, and it's won by Utah as they'll tap it off the glass, and the puck will go towards Tahoe ice. Genev gets tripped up. No call as the Night Monster. There might have been a call as Genev was racing after a loose puck. He toppled over, and I believe Utah's going to get, well, let's see. The officials are talking it over as Genev was racing after a loose puck. The three officials are talking it over, and I'm not sure if they're going to call a penalty or not. Faceoff is going to be in the Tahoe zone, but I'm not sure if there was a penalty or not. As Genev was racing after a loose puck, he tripped over, and then it looked like when Tahoe touched the puck, the whistle blew. But no penalty on the play, but the Grizzlies will get an offensive zone draw. Matu Boilar's got the only shot that hasn't counted for a goal as of yet. You have Dokimov, Reeson, and Gillette each found the back of the net in the first 10.5 minutes. Genev races towards the left wing. Centering pass, shot, and it goes just wide. Oh, they were looking for Riley Connors out in front, and Connors looked like he connected. He didn't miss by much. As there's less than 8 minutes, centering pass, shot, that's blocked away by Musatelli. Grizzlies are buzzing here in the first period. They've got 19 goals in this series and 3 here tonight. Puck along the right wing boards. As Hanson Buchanan drops it for Genev. Over to Connors off the stick. You have Dokimov lefty shot saved by Musatelli. Puck to the middle of the ice, and it's cleared out to center. As Lebster comes onto the ice, as the puck ups towards the Tahoe line, Gratton gets it. He'll drop it towards Lebster, who gets it from Connors. As Lebster rolls the puck along the boards, Friesen chasing after it as is Tyler Gratton. Puck to center ice. Tahoe enters from the left wings. They stop on the left point as they'll fire it off Utah's backboard toward the right corner. Adam gets it back up top as Tahoe will bounce one towards the left corner. Ends, shadows a Night Monster. Salem's in the area as well. Puck behind Utah's net. Gratton in the area along with Ends. And now the Night Monsters chip it towards the right wing. Maillet fires a lefty shot saved by Thornton as a ricocheted off his right arm. Now the puck towards the right corner. It's taken by Gratton off the boards. He'll throw it up and out to neutral ice as he ricocheted the puck off of Samuel Maillet, number 95. Maillet spells his name M-A-Y-E-R, but the pronunciation guide says Maillet in the Tahoe notes. Salem over the offense line, trying to get it towards Mikey Coella, but Coella was skating back towards the slot. Now the Night Monsters deeper in their own zone as they'll sky it towards center ice. Puck is gloved and dropped by Hanson Buchanan, who feeds left wing pass out to center ice. Coella head towards Gillette, and John Gillette will roll it in. John Gillette and Mike Gillette, the second pair of brothers in Grizzlies history, as Tahoe bouncing out to center ice. Night Monsters enter. Grizzlies back defensively. Sean Kennedy interrupts a play from the left wing. Righty shot saved by Thornton, and he will hold on with 6:08 left in the first. Boy, the Grizzlies are playing with a ton of confidence, and they're utilizing their speed, going end-to-end, not only offensively, but they're doing a great job getting back defensively and not letting the Night Monsters get any odd man rushes. Utah, luckily, there was an off day on Thursday, so both teams are about as fresh as they can be. Third game in 4 days, but remember, there is a bit of altitude in the Tahoe area. In fact, I think there's more altitude there than there is in either Colorado or in the Salt Lake Valley. I'll look up the official number, but I do believe that there is an altitude factor in Tahoe. As the Grizzlies will ice the puck as the whistle blows with exactly 6 minutes left in the first period. As the Grizzlies are up 3-0, they played some outstanding hockey on the road this season. Obviously, Grizzlies fans are hoping that the success on the road can translate to home ice. Utah will be home for 4 games next homestand. Or remember, the next Grizzlies game will be at Maverick Center. It's going to be a rare Tuesday game, February 10th, as they take on the Idaho Steelheads. That's the makeup game from the postponed December 26th game with the player strike. Grizzlies win the faceoff. They're in their own zone. They'll nudge it ahead towards Coella, but it goes past him as the Night Monsters re-enter from the left wing. As now the puck back behind Utah's net as Grizzlies Sean Kennedy will tap it off the boards, and the Night Monsters get the puck back at center ice. Tahoe enters from the left wing. They bounce a centering pass off of Colbien's skate as Tahoe gets it back up top to the left point. Now they'll get it back in deep as Ends delivers a push on a Night Monster. Boilard joins the play, and he'll one-handed head towards Kennedy along the boards. Boilard gets hit along his right side. Puck goes back to center ice. Tahoe plays the puck as they were near a line change, and they were almost risking a penalty for too many on the ice. Tahoe off a Utah stick, and now they backhand it in deep into the Grizzly zone as Colby Ends will get the puck with about 5 minutes left in the first period. Ahead towards center ice, pass goes awry. Tahoe re-enters. Night Monsters towards the left wing. Righty shot, saved by Thornton. Rebound. Tahoe couldn't get the second attempt as they fanned on it over in the right circle. Puck back behind Utah's net as Colby Ends gets pushed. Poilar gets joined by Adam Pitters. Pitters wearing number 21. He lost a fight with Cade Nilsson last season, and that was a game at Maverick Center in the first half of the 2024-25 campaign. Tahoe rolls it back in. Thornton plays behind his net. Thornton has looked sharp considering he hasn't played in a game as a pro since March 26 of 2025 when he was a member of the Allen Americans in a game at Maverick Center. As long-range feed angle right goes all the way down for Utah icing as there's 4:19 left in the first. We mentioned the altitude in Tahoe, and it is 6,230 feet over in Tahoe, so that's more than a mile high, which you'd see in Denver, and it's a little bit less than what you have in Laramie, Wyoming, where I believe that's over 7,000. So there is high elevation over in the Tahoe area and State Line, Nevada, 6,230. So that probably has already played a factor at some point in this series. As pucks rolled along the near wing boards out to center ice, Tahoe re-enters as they spin around and feed it towards the right corner, but everybody stops skating as the Night Monsters, we believe, are offside with 4:09 left in the first. Utah leads 3-0 on goals from Yaroslav Yevdokimov, along with Evan Friesen and John Gillette. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. Draw's going to be at neutral ice after the Night Monsters were called for offside. Utah leads 3-0. Tahoe has outshot Utah 14-4. As the Grizzlies have scored 3 goals on 4 shots. Anson Thornton making his Grizzlies debut. He's been solid as he has saved all 14 he has seen. And Jacob Musatelli on the Tahoe side, he has saved 1 of 4. As draw at neutral ice won by the Grizzlies after both teams jostled for positioning and jostled for the puck for about 3 seconds. Salem rolls it out to center ice looking for Yevdokimov. It goes past him. Puck slides back into the Grizzlies zone. Utah is switching up the defensive pairings quite a bit as they've got an odd number. Now right wing, righty shot saved by Thornton, and he will hold on as either Casey Bailey or Devin Pugliani had the puck in the right circle, and Thornton made a save around his chest as he was able to absorb it and not allow a rebound. 3:47 left in the first. Faceoff's going to be in the Grizzlies zone in the right circle. Evan Friesen will take the draw against Jordan Gustafson. Earlier today, Gustafson was reassigned to the Night Monsters from the AHL's Henderson Silver Knights. Puck towards the right corner as ends off his stick. Trent Zwick. He'll take a lefty shot, and that's blocked away by the left shoulder of Thornton. As Grizzlies will tampen off the boards. Puck wobbles in the air about center ice as Tahoe comes back up with it in their own zone. 3.5 minutes left in the first period. 3-0 Grizzlies. Utah scored 19 goals in 7 periods in this series. Reed Lepster down the middle of the ice will take a righty shot that goes wide. Friesen back towards Lepster in the left corner. And the puck goes back towards the Night Monsters. Tahoe in their red, white, and blue American-themed jerseys, which is reminiscent of what the Team USA, or kind of a replica of what Team USA wore in 1960. Instead of USA in the front of the jersey, it says TAH. Obviously, the first 3 letters of Tahoe, or Utah minus the U. As Friesen And Webster battle with a few Night Monsters. Tahoe comes back up with it as they're in their own zone of the Night Monsters. Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the period. 2:45 on a moving clock as Tahoe gets out to the left wing. It's knifed away by Weinstein. Tahoe fires it back in. Delayed offside. It's taken by Boilar in the near corner. So feed it behind his net for Weinstein. Weinstein scored 1 goal in 3 games with Colorado. Now turnover. Grizzlies come back up with it as Tahoe had a centering pass go awry. John Gillette over the offensive blue gets to the right wing. Now to Kennedy. Right side lefty shot goes wide. He fired away on his former teammate Jacob Musatelli as they both played for the SPHL's Birmingham Bulls this season. Kennedy enters from the right point as he gets hit by Lyndon Algier. John Gillette will fire it back in deep off the Tahoe backboards. TJ Sneath delivers a hit on a Night Monster. About 2 minutes left in the first period as the puck will slide to center ice. Schreifels will sky it back in as it rolls towards the right corner. Schreifels chasing after as Tahoe comes up with it. Night Monsters back into towards center ice. Now Tahoe enters from the right wing. Righty shot goes wide as they try to go stick side on Thornton. As looked like they had a shoulder fake and just missed the net and it ricocheted off the glass now to play. So there's 1:44 left in the first period. Interesting to see the shot count. Tahoe has 16 shots and the Grizzlies have 4. But it's Utah that's got a 3-0 lead. In the first game of the series on Wednesday, Tahoe outshot Utah 35-22 as the Grizzlies got 9 goals on 22 shots. Both teams had 33 shots in last night's game where Utah won 7-4, where they scored 5 goals in just over 4 minutes. That was late in regulation. Tahoe gets it around Utah's net as Yevdokimov, who actually had a pretty strong year with Tulsa in the 2023-24 campaign. He played 1 game with Greenville earlier this season. Right point, Tahoe fires away wide. As puck towards the far corner, Connors and Weinstein battle with a couple Night Monsters. 1:21 on a moving clock first period. Genev gets the puck down the middle of the ice. He skates around Thornton, and he will helicopter at the center ice. The puck will now slide towards the Tahoe blue line. Night Monsters getting out towards center ice. Tahoe enters from the left wing as they stop. The red numbers don't really pop on this video feed. Right goal line shot saved by Thornton. Now Tahoe pushes their own net. How about that? You talk about frustration. A Tahoe player was behind Utah's net, and in frustration, Adam Pitters just threw the net open. Luckily, Thornton was outside of his crease, but it looked like Pitters just intentionally knocked the net open. They're probably not going to show a replay of it, but boy, it looked like Pitters was just battling with Connors, and in frustration, Pitters was behind the net, and he just threw it open. I don't know if you call a penalty on that. I think you might have to for delay of game or something if the referee deemed it to be intentional. But it looks like John's just going to come back to neutral ice. Kind of an interesting sequence there with Pitters, unless Connors pushed Pitters into the net. But nevertheless, draws a neutral ice. Tahoe will dump it in. A Night Monster is laying in the slot, and they get back to their feet slowly. 47 seconds left in the period as Colby ends over the offensive blue as he tries to split a double team towards left corner. He gets it from one corner to the other for Webster. Gets some lumber in the side from Mike Van Unen, the former Allen American, as Grattan feeds up top, but nobody was hanging out in the right point as it goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Thornton with a strong outlet pass to center ice as it skips off of Webster back to Grattan as the Grizzlies backpedal into their own zone. Hanson Bukata outlets it off the far wing boards out to center ice for Friesen. Tapped by Boilar, who gets across center ice, and he'll sell it in. 12 seconds left in the period as the Night Monsters roll it out to center ice, where it's taken back by Hanson Bukata. 6 seconds left in the period. How about this for our first 20 minutes? Grizzlies get 3 goals on 4 shots as Hanson Bukata backhands it to center ice. The horn sounds, and it's 3-0 Utah going into the first intermission locker room. Yaroslav Yevdokimov got a power play goal 42 seconds in, and then Evan Friesen and John Gillette each scored less than a minute apart. The Night Monsters are just kind of lingering on the ice, and they can't believe it. As Tahoe has been a pretty strong club this season. They're tied for 3rd in the Mountain Division standings, but they are getting boat raced by the Grizzlies here through 7 periods in this series. Utah won 9-6 on Wednesday. They won 7-4, and they did so in miraculous comeback fashion, scoring 5 goals in the final 5 minutes. and Utah comes out scoring 3 goals in their first 4 shots. And everybody on the Tahoe side, Anthony Collins, looks like he is stunned. He looks like he has seen a ghost. And so it's back to the drawing board, and it looks like a lot of stunned faces on the Tahoe side as John Gillette and Danny Genev walk towards the locker room. After one period, it's the Utah Grizzlies 3 and the Tahoe Night Monsters nothing. We'll come back and recap the first 20 minutes and also go over some other league scores. Great start for the Grizzlies, who get goals from Yaroslav Yevdokimov, Evan Friesen, and John Gillette. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
After one period over at Tahoe Blue Event Center, it's the Utah Grizzlies 3 and the Night Monsters nothing. There was a fight 34 seconds into the game. Reed Lepster and Devin Poliani. Poliani also picked up an instigating minor. Pretty much, when you get an instigator, you're pretty much telling the other guy, like, we're going to fight. You don't have a choice. Let's go. Poliani was yelling at the Grizzlies bench after Reed Lepster scored an empty net goal to give Utah a 7-4 lead. And I don't know what Reed Lepster did. I mean, I'm not even in the same time zone as to where the game's being played this week, but looked like they got upset that Reed Lepster had scored 4 goals in the first 2 games of the series, and Poliani and company wanted to send a strong message early in tonight's game about the direction this game was going to go, or at least the direction they wanted it to go. And so with that in mind, we didn't get to see anything leading up to the fight, although I imagine Poliani just went right after Lepster and said, we're going to go. Because Reed Lepster, that's the first fight he's been in this season. He may have had one fight last year. Hard to, I don't recall any specific fights he was in last year. He might have been in 1 or 2. But the Grizzlies got a power play as a result of the instigating minor, as both guys also got 5 for fighting. Utah got a power play, and interestingly enough, Lepster would be on that power play unit. He was replaced by Yaroslav Yevdokimov over in the left wing. And early in the power play, in fact, 7 seconds into the power play, Grizzlies got the puck towards Yevdokimov, and he fired it past the goal line. So you talk about poetic justice there. 7 seconds into the power play, the guy that should have been out there but wasn't because he got in a fight was replaced by the guy who scored the goal. Yevdokimov gets his first as a Grizzly. Danny Genev and Aiden Hansen-Bucata picked up the assist. And the other interesting thing is after that fight, literally every player from the Tahoe bench came off the bench to go towards the Tahoe penalty box to salute Devin Poliani. So we have absolutely no clue what the backstory is there with Poliani and Reed Lepster, but it looked like he was trying to fire up the Tahoe bench and the Tahoe crowd big time. Not saying it backfired, but the Grizzlies responded with a goal 7 seconds later to kind of kill whatever momentum that fight could have had. Later on in the first period, Evan Friesen made it 2-0 as he scored 9:48 in. Tyler Gratton and Sage Weinstein each picked up an assist. For Gratton, that extends his point-scoring streak to 4 straight. He gets his 17th assist of the year. Evan Friesen has a goal in all 3 games of this series, and Sage Weinstein, who just got reassigned to the Grizzlies from the AHL's Colorado Eagles, he picked up his 3rd assist, and Weinstein's played with a ton of confidence, not only tonight but last night. We even saw it the last couple weeks he was with the Grizzlies before getting called up to Colorado. Sage Weinstein, who's just 20 years old, you can see him building confidence with each game. The Friesen goal was 9:48 in. That gave Utah a 2-0 lead. And 23 seconds later, Grizzlies made it a 3-0 game as John Gillette scored from the right wing. He picked up his 9th goal of the year as he now has a goal in back-to-back games. Right now it's listed as unassisted, but the off-ice officials and the stat takers over in Tahoe have picked up more errors than Dean Palmer did for the 1996 Texas Rangers. And so we're not sure. Right now it's listed as unassisted, but it is possible that there should be assists on the Gillette goal. How about the shot count in the first period? Tahoe had 17 and Utah had 4 in the first period. Anson Thornton making his Grizzlies debut. He stopped all 17 shots, and it's his first game since March 26 of 2025 when he was a member of the Allen Americans in a game, coincidentally enough, being played at Maverick Center. He got injured late in the second period. He had stopped 23 of 27 that night, and it was a season-ending injury, and this is his first game in 10.5 months, and Thornton has certainly looked sharp for the Grizzlies so far. Jacob Musatelli is getting the start for Tahoe, and he has saved 1 of 4 here so far. Grizzlies are 1 for 1 on the power play, and Tahoe is 0 for 1. So we'll see what happens in the second period. Obviously, the Grizzlies are going to have to stay hungry as Tahoe looked like they were a stunned hockey club going into the locker room. Grizzlies now have 19 goals in the first 7 periods of this series. And Tahoe came in having lost 4 of their last 6, and the Night Monsters are reeling right now. They've got a record of 23-18-2-2, and if the playoffs start today, they would right now be the 4 seed in the Mountain Division playoffs, as earlier today, the Allen Americans got a 4-0 victory over Norfolk, so Allen passes Tahoe for 3rd place in the Mountain Division standings. When we come back, we'll go over the other league scores, and we'll also check in on maybe a couple college basketball scores. Obviously, the National Hockey League is out on Olympic break. One other note, I saw the Tucson Roadrunners game last night, and former Grizzly Jack Ricketts scored 2 goals for the Tucson Roadrunners, and he was the number 1 star in last night's game. So congratulations to Jack Ricketts, who picked up his first 2 American Hockey League goals with the Tucson Roadrunners last night. We'll come back and go over the other scores across the league. It's the Utah Grizzlies 3 and the Tahoe Night Monsters nothing. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
After 1 period, Utah leads Tahoe 3-0 as Yaroslav Yevdokimov, Evan Friesen, and John Gillette each scored a goal for the Grizzlies. One other game in progress. After 2 periods over Idaho Central Arena, the Stillheads have a 4-2 lead over the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. Brendan Hoffman has 2 goals for the Stillheads. Dodaro and Nick Canati have each found the back of the net as Idaho scored 4 first-period goals. Tim Lovell and Patrick Polino found the back of the net for the Swamp Rabbits. How about this for the shot count? Greenville has outshot Idaho 29-14 But through 2 periods, it's the Steelheads. They have a 4-2 lead. And remember, Idaho is going to be the Grizzlies' next opponent, and that's going to be Tuesday night at Maverick Center. That's right, a rare Tuesday home game for the Grizzlies, and that is the makeup of the postponed December 26th game due to the players' strike. So if you had a ticket for that December 26th game, I believe it's good to use for that game on Tuesday. But make sure to come on out to Maverick Center and support the Grizzlies as they have been strong on the road, and we'll see if Utah can translate it to success on the Maverick Center ice. And so the Idaho Steelheads will be the opponent, and Idaho's got a strong record of 29-11-4 on the season. And after 2 periods, Idaho leads Greenville 4-2. The Allen Americans get a 4-0 win over the Norfolk Admirals. Goals by 4 different Allen Americans, including Colton Hargrove, who had a hat trick last night. Costantini picked up the shutout for Allen as he saved all 31 shots. Allen 4, Norfolk nothing. As the Americans have been a strong hockey club, and with the victory, their record goes to 24-16-4, and they pass Tahoe for 3rd place in the Mountain Division standings. Toledo gets a 5-4 victory over Fort Wayne as the Walleye get their 25th win of the year. Wheeling shuts out Cincinnati 6-0. Former Grizzly Craig Armstrong had 1 goal for the Nailers. Wichita gets a 4-3 win over Rapid City as the game-winning goal was scored at 19:59 into the 3rd period. So with 1 second left, Kyle Krankovic scored a buzzer-beating game-winning goal for the Wichita Thunder, and that was a thrilling ending as the Thunder win 4-3. In overtime, Florida defeats Savannah 2-1. The goaltender for Florida was former Grizzly Will Cranley, who gets the victory as he saved 32 of 33. Other finals in the league, Kalamazoo defeats Bloomington 5-2. And remember, the Bloomington Bison will be at Maverick Center for a 3-game series next week. That series is going to be February 13th and 14th next Friday and Saturday, as well as Monday, February 16th. Bloomington, with the loss today, their record goes to 22-17-2-2. Iowa over Indy, 3-1 the final score there. In a shootout, Greensboro gets a 4-3 win over Reading. And a few other finals across the league. Jacksonville defeats South Carolina 4-1. Orlando gets a 4-3 victory over Maine. And in overtime, Worcester defeats Trois-Rivières 3-2 as Adam Moislon picked up the overtime game winner 3:08 in. Looks like a pretty good crowd over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. Grizzlies lead 3-0. We'll have second period action on the other side. You've been tuned in to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. Second period action will begin shortly. It's game 45 of 72 for the Grizzlies. However, after today, there's just going to be 8 road games left in the regular season. So Utah will be home quite a bit during the second half of the season. Don't forget that Tuesday begins a 4-game homestand. That's going to be February 10th at 7 o'clock against the Idaho Steelheads. And then the Bloomington Bison will be in town for a 3-game series February 13th and 14th at 7 o'clock. And Monday, February 16th will be at 3 p.m. And then later on in the month of February, Grizzlies will be on the road for 2 games in Allen, Texas, February 20th and 21st. And then the Tahoe Night Monsters go to Maverick Center as they will meet Tahoe and Utah on February 25th, 27th, and 28th, a Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And don't forget, February 27th and 28th will be Grizzlies Fight Cancer Weekend. So that's certainly going to be an emotional weekend as the Tahoe Night Monsters will be in town in late February with their equipment manager, Jackson Hibbard, who we all like. Jackson, the former head equipment manager of the Grizzlies. And unfortunately, we have not seen Jackson Hibbard on this feed at any point over in Tahoe. And this is the 6th road game the Grizzlies have had in Tahoe. And we haven't seen Jackson Hibbard once, which is certainly a shame. I got to imagine that we're going to get our camera operators to show Jackson Hibbard nonstop through the 3-game series when the Night Monsters are at Maverick Center in late February. When we come back in 1 minute, we will have second period action. As Utah had 3 goals on 4 shots in the first period. Yaroslav Yevdokimov scored a power play goal. And then halfway through the first period, it was 2 goals 23 seconds apart. Evan Friesen and John Gillette each found the back of the net. Utah 3, Tahoe nothing. We'll see what happens here in the second period. Tahoe did outshoot Utah 17-4 in the first period. New Grizzly goaltender Anson Thornton had an outstanding first period, stopping all 17 shots that he saw. It's Utah 3, Tahoe nothing. Second period action in 1 minute. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Now we're about set for second period action as they show some highlights of the first period. Interestingly enough, they do not show a single Grizzly goal during this highlight package, as it was really the Anson Thornton show in the first period. He made 17 key saves, as Tahoe did have some good scoring chances in the first period, and Thornton appearing in his first pro game since March 26th of 2025. He certainly looked sharp in the first 20 minutes. Thornton is in the 3rd year of a 3-year NHL entry-level deal with the Allen Americans. And there was Adam Pitters intentionally throwing the Utah net open as he was in a collision with Riley Connors. It looks like we're about set for second period action. And for the Grizzlies, they've got a 3-0 lead, but you know that Tahoe is going to try to come out with a little bit extra spunk in the second period. And you got to watch out for the physical play, as Tahoe tried to establish that in the first period, but the Grizzlies held their ground, and held their ground not only physically, but on the score sheet as well. Grizzlies won the draw to start second period action as they'll whip it around the boards. Salem and Enns are out there defensively along with the forward line of Lebster, Gratton, and Friesen. Puck to center ice. Salem off his stick as it slides towards the Utah blue line. As Tahoe, delayed offside, they'll let Gratton play it. Grizzlies skate from left to right as we attempt to see the game on Flow Sports. And Tahoe from right to left. Rink-wide feed, angle left off the Lebster stick. Fresh sheet of ice, and it looks like both teams are having a tough time keeping their balance. Tahoe towards the right goal line, trying to float one across. Good defensive play by Luke Salem, making sure Tahoe couldn't get the centering pass through. Now Lebster gets the puck. He'll race across center ice. Lebster surrounded by 3 Night Monsters. He'll throw it in. Lebster gets pushed in the back by a Night Monster as Lebster lost his stick. Grizzlies make their first line change of the second period as Riley Connors is out there with Genev and Yaroslav Yevdokimov. Tahoe drops it off as it's taken away by Danny Genev. He'll race down the middle of the ice. Genev skates in, and he'll pitch one towards Musatelli, but Musatelli makes a stop with 18:56 left in the second. Boy, Genev didn't have a ton of move to put a move on. He just kind of knifed one towards the net, and Musatelli was able to make the stop a minute 4 into the second period. That's the Grizzlies' 5th shot on goal and their first here in the second period. It's the first shot tonight for Danny Genev, who came into play leading the league with 183 shots on goal. Grizzlies won the draw shot, and it might have been blocked away by Musatelli, the Tahoe goaltender. Genev falls down in the far circle as Tahoe comes up with the puck, as they'll spin it out to center ice. Now the Grizzlies have it. Genev, right wing, as looked like he fanned on a shot, looked for a second attempt and swung and missed as well. Tahoe skates around their own net with Connors on the back check. Tahoe on the right wing as they step over the offensive line. Now Tahoe around Thornton's net as Colella shadows a night monster. Puck goes back in deep behind Utah's net as Weinstein over there along with another Grizzly. Now the night monsters from behind the net. They look for a wraparound, and it's cut off by Thornton, who stops play with 18:13 left in the second. So the draw's going to be back in the Grizzlies zone as there's 18:13 left in the second period. And Anson Thornton has certainly looked sharp in his Grizzlies debut. He's the 6th different goaltender to appear in a game for the Grizzlies this season, and he is the 47th different skater for the Grizzlies this year, 47th different player, as Grizzlies have used the most amount of players of any team in the league. And by the time this season's over, who knows, Grizzlies might be around 60 players if you count the junior and college seasons coming to an end in late February, early March. Puck towards the left corner, which is the near side. Grizzlies skate from left to right as Gillette gets pushed in the back by a night monster. Tahoe gets it towards the left circle. Righty shot goes wide. Boilard gets it off the boards. As he gets held up, Colby Enns gets hit behind Utah's net. Grizzlies rolling with 5 defensemen tonight as Noah Gansky and Luke Antonacci were unable to go. And Avery Winslow's been out for quite a while. And also out of the lineup the defensively is Robbie Stucker. As Tahoe towards the right wing, righty shot, and it goes wide as Thornton came out of his crease to cut off the shooting angle. Left wing, lefty shot, sticked away by Mikey Koala as puck goes back up top. Tahoe gets it towards the left circle as they look for a shot, and it's blocked by Kennedy's stick. And the puck will slide along the near wing boards all the way back deep into the Night Monster zone. Arm is enthusiastically raised by the linesman as Utah's call for icing with 17:14 left in the second. So draw is going to come back towards Anson Thornton, a native of Oshawa, Ontario. He is 22 years old. He'll be 23 in late June. Thornton catches with his right, just like Karel Vejmelka, the starting goaltender of the Utah Mammoth. Off the draw, left wing, lefty shot, saved by Thornton. And after the whistle, a night monster took a swipe at Thornton. And that's Poliani again. He's looking for trouble as Devin Poliani. Remember, he got in the fight with Lebster, and he also got an instigating minor. And Poliani, as it was pretty clear that Thornton had covered up the puck, he decided to take a swipe at the Utah goaltender. And Boilar and company decided to confront Devin Poliani. So faceoff's going to be back in the Grizzlies zone. The Night Monsters do have a strong shot advantage. Tahoe, though, this season, on average, have been outshot by about 7.5 per game. Grizzlies have taken 32.2 shots per game and have allowed 31.3. Evan Friesen will take the draw, and he wins it against Gustafson. Puck around the boards. Tyler Gratton has an go off his stick out to neutral ice. Now the puck goes back to Hanson Bukata in the far circle of the Grizzlies zone. He'll zip it off the boards to Gratton, who tried to get to Lebster at center ice. It's poked away. Now entering from the right wing, Sailing. Fires lefty shot. Glove saved by Musatelli. And he holds on as he made the stop. Is that Musatelli or is that Jordan Paperny? Well, it looks like Paperny has replaced Musatelli. As Musatelli played the first period, he stopped 1 of 4, and it appears that goaltending change has been made in Tahoe as Jordan Paperny's in there for the 3rd straight game as he's in relief of Musatelli. Paperny's got a record of 11-9-1-1 and a .906 save percentage. So goaltending change for Tahoe as Paperny is in net instead of Musatelli. Reed Lebster gets the puck and he'll slide it towards the right point. It goes between the legs of Hanson Bukata back to center ice. Salem will direct it back in. It's a Night Monster skate from right to left with our new goaltender, Jordan Paperny, as he replaces Musatelli, who stopped 1 of 4 in the first period. Grizzlies cross center ice as Mike Gillette rolls it towards the left side. Now they're trying to get it back towards Gillette in the give and go, but there wasn't much of a passing angle to Big Mike. As the puck goes back towards center ice. Now taking its Lepster, but the Night Monsters come up with it in the left wing. They'll tap it off the Utah's end wall as Weinstein head towards Mike Gillette between his legs. Kennedy one hands it towards center ice where it's regathered by the Night Monsters. Kennedy loses his stick as crossing center ice is Mike Van Unen, the former Allen American. He was a teammate with Thornton last season in Allen. As the Night Monsters jump towards the left circle. Now they get around Colby Ends. Tahoe wrap around, centering pass, shot, and a score. And the Night Monsters get on the board as they find Casey Bailey out in front. And Bailey gets his 18th of the year, and it's now a 3-1 game. As Bailey high-fives everybody on the Tahoe bench as the lights go flickering on and off. As Night Monster just skated around Thornton's net, and it was Wall who got around Schreifels, and he got around Colby Ends, got around the net, and then he fed one out in front to Casey Bailey. Good pass by Kevin Wall, who gets his 16th assist of the year. As Wall got around Schreifels, then got around Ends, and then wrapped it around Utah's net and found Bailey in front of the crease. So it's 3-1 Utah as the Night Monsters finally get a goal on their 20th shot on Anson Thornton. As Yevdokimov will sweep it ahead. Puck towards the left wing. Genev drops to the middle of the ice for Connors, who gets his stick lifted. Connors in the left point will tap it back in deep as Yevdokimov to the corner, trying to trip it back towards Genev, and the puck goes back to Tahoe. Out at center ice in the back check, Connors, he falls down as he was skating towards his right. And arm is raised by the referee. Yeah, if that's a penalty on Tahoe, I think the Grizzlies might have caught a break, maybe. As Connors fell down at center ice. Luke Adam doesn't argue the call too much. As Connors fell down, didn't see the stick there, but I guess Luke Adam got the stick between Connors. As Luke Adam picks up a tripping minor, and the Grizzlies are on the power play with 15:26 left in the second. So draws give me the Night Monsters zone. As Evan Friesen will take the face-off. He's got Lepster to his left, Gratton to his right, and up top we believe is Hanson Bukata and Danny Genev. Remember, AHB and Genev each picked up a power play assist, and they are both tied for all-league rookies with 13 power play assists on the season. Tahoe will slide it back to neutralize. Grizzlies will backpedal in their own zone as they want to re-enter the offensive zone with momentum. Hanson Bukata slides one across to Genev. Now down the middle of the ice to Lepster. Lepster crosses the center red line. Now he whips it around the boards. As the puck goes towards the right corner, Tahoe gets it, and they'll direct it up and out. As it goes past Gratton, Thornton plays it well out of his net. As Thornton will drop it just around the far goal line for Hanson Bukata. AHB racing down the middle of the ice. He'll push it to his right. Lepster nudges towards Gratton, right wing. Gratton fires it around the boards. As Friesen off his stick, Lepster gets the puck towards the left corner. Back to Friesen. Friesen, as it slide off his stick, as it wobbles towards the Tahoe end glass. Night Monsters towards the corner as Gratton and Genev battle. Now Gratton flips it out of play. Did it hit off the glass? Well, it's in the offensive zone, so they wouldn't call delay of game. But play stops with 14:30 left in the second as a fan in row one comes away with a frozen vulcanized rubber disc. And the lady in the front row will hand it to a kid who's sitting in the second row. It looks like everybody's having a good time. Grizzlies switch up skaters. There's 1:04 left in the power play. 14:30 left in the second period. As Riley Connors will take the draw against Jordan Gustafson. Face-off won by the Grizzlies. Colella gets the puck, and he'll feed it towards the right point. Salem across towards the left wing as Yevdokimov skates towards the left circle. Siren passes. They were looking for John Gillette. It goes past him. Good idea by Gillette and Yevdokimov. As Connors fires away from the right point, it's blocked. Now Yevdokimov in the left circle. Slides one up top. Riley Connors skates towards the left circle. Now skates in. Shot saved by Paperny, and the Night Monsters clear it out. Thornton will race towards the near corner, and he throws a strong outlet pass towards the Tahoe blue line left wing. Yevdokimov will drop it for Mikey Colella. Back towards Yevdokimov off his stick towards the near corner, and the Night Monsters will pitch it up but not out. And the Grizzlies get it back towards John Gillette. It gets engulfed along the near wing boards as the Night Monsters then helicoptered all the way towards Thornton. Less than 10 seconds left in the power play. Thornton plays behind his net. as he drops it behind the net. A Night Monster battles with Connors. Now the puck will flip in front of the crease, and Thornton covers up. Connors boxes out a Night Monster, and play stops with 1 second left in the Utah power play, and 13:27 left in the second, as Utah still leads 3-1. Grizzlies weren't able to generate a whole lot on that particular power play opportunity. They were able to work the puck around quite well. Utah went 1 for 6 on the power play last night, and it was the 6th power play that got the job done. And the goal that turned out to be the game winner, Reed Lepster, 17:28 into the third period. Grizzlies win the draw as Luke Adam is out of the box for skating 5-on-5. Utah's 1 for 2 on the power play tonight as Tahoe back around their own net. Grizzlies skate from left to right here in the period as we see it on Flow Sports. Night Monsters dance around in the right wing. Now they'll spike it towards the near wing wall as puck goes back towards Sage Weinstein. He tried to get it towards Mike Gillette. It tapped off a Tahoe stick as the Night Monsters will sling it back towards Utah ice. It goes off of Anthony Collins' stick. Collins, a longtime vet of about 13 pro years. He collides with Weinstein. Trifles and ends join the play as TJ Sneath gets hit in the side. Now left wing, lefty shot, and that's blocked before it gets towards Thornton. Right side shot saved by Thornton, who was sitting on his backside. Grizzlies with a strong outlet past the Tahoe line. As the puck goes towards Trifles, who tries to jump cut towards the middle of the ice. He gets tripped up and loses his balance. No call. Tahoe over the offensive blue as they get it towards the left point. As lefty shot, that one's blocked away by Thornton. Puck goes back towards the right point. The Night Monsters over towards the right side in a red, white, and blue jersey, mostly a blue jersey with red numbers, red lettering, a little bit of white mixed in. As Boilar gets hit in the back, the puck goes back towards TJ Sneath, who will tap it off the boards as Sneath, as Boilar and Derflinger looked like they were going to fight, and the camera fixated on those two, but both guys cease and desist, and the puck goes back to neutral ice. Night Monsters will get it ahead, and the puck deflects out of play with 11 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second. Utah leads 3-1. Tahoe got on the board as Casey Bailey scored 4:11 into the second period on a feed from Kevin Wall. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe that you should get more from less. Like exclusive tires we design ourselves means more tires made for the roads that you drive, less compromise. And we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. And our 60-day satisfaction guarantee means you'll be way more satisfied and way less stressed. For all this and more, you get more from less.
It's Utah 3, Tahoe 1. We're still in the early stages of the second period. Tahoe has outshot Utah 22-7. For the Grizzlies, nobody has more than one shot. Obviously, you have Dokimov, Friesen, and John Gillette each found the back of the net in the first 10.5 minutes of the first period. 11 minutes, 50 seconds left in the second. Draw's going to be at center ice. Evan Friesen will take it. He's out there with Lepster and Gratton. And all three of those forwards have been highly productive over the last couple weeks. Tahoe will dump it in as the puck rolls along the boards. Grizzlies skate from left to right in their white jerseys, black numbers, professional green trim, white helmets, black trunks, and a little bit of green mixed into the white socks. As puck towards the middle of the ice, and it bounces towards the near wing in the Grizzlies zone. Salem behind the net as he gets belted in the back. As the Grizzlies have 5 defensemen tonight, as Noah Gansky and Luke Antonacci were unable to go, and Robbie Stucker and Avery Winslow are also out of the lineup. As the Night Monsters roll it along the board, Salem off his stick as he battles with the Night Monster. Salem gets on one knee as he collides with Adam Pitters. Puck goes back towards Tahoe down the middle of the ice. As Pitters dancing around in the right wing, drops it off, high slot, righty shot, and it's blocked. Reed Lepster gets the puck, and he will sell it towards Tahoe ice, looking for Tyler Gratton. Gratton and the Night Monster hold each other up along the far wing. As Evan Friesen joins the play, but the puck will slide towards the corner where it's taken by Mike by Mike Van Noonen, who did not play last night. Van Noonen will sky it out towards center ice. It's dropped by Weinstein. And Weinstein will skate back into his own zone as he skates around Thornton's net. He stops behind the net and moves it towards the far side for Lebster. Now Lebster skates around Thornton's net and gets it towards Colbiens, who zips it angle left. It goes all the way down deep in the Tahoe zone. Connors chasing after it. No icing on the play as Connors battles with Mike Van Noonen. Now you have Dokimov gets the puck. He tried to push it to the middle of the ice. It's sticked away by Tahoe as ricochets back towards the Utah blue line. Genev fires it back in. Hustling after the puck as you have Dokimov in the right corner. Looks like he's going to be a fun player for the Grizzlies in the second half of the season. Back towards the left wing. Grizzlies get it to Genev, right goal line. Genev skates in and kicks it off of Paperny's right ankle. Paperny replaced Musatelli after the first period. As Tahoe gets the puck in the near goal line, they'll plop one ahead, but it's taken back by Genev. Over to Dokimov, lefty shot blocker saved by Paperny. As Connors back around the net to Genev, he's in the right goal line. Genev tried to fire towards the net, and it's blocked away by Tahoe. Puck is lifted in the air. Genev leapt to try to corral the puck. Night Monsters will clear it back to center ice. Grizzlies fire it back in as you have Dokimov chasing after it. What a hard-working shift for Yaroslav Yevdokimov in his second game as a Grizzly. As Tahoe, actually, it's his third game as a Grizzly. He had an assist in each of his two games. The first two games, you have Dokimov with the first period goal, so he's got a point in all three games in this series. Mikey Colella with the puck, racing down the ice, number 96, 1-on-3, steps over the offensive line, left wing. Now he chips it around the boards as Kennedy back towards Colella. As Colella gets hit around the wall, now the puck will slide back towards the far wing boards. Kennedy, he collides with a Night Monster, John Gillette in the area, as Tahoe will roll it out to center ice. Now the puck will hit up deep in the Grizzly zone. Hanson Buchanan gets there a stride ahead of a Night Monster. AHB will float it out to center ice. Puck hit to the center red line where it's taken back by the Night Monsters. Tahoe enters from the right wing as they collide with Hanson Buchanan. Puck goes back to Utah. Kennedy strides along the right wing. Now he accelerates towards a corner. Now he stops, throws it to the middle of the ice, and it goes back to center ice where it's taken by Tahoe. As the Night Monsters wearing the blue jersey, skate towards the left circle. They skate in on Thornton. Shot saved by Thornton. Thornton dives towards his left as Boilar's in the area. And Thornton's able to hold on with 8:25 left in the second. Now everybody's found a dance partner around Utah's net. And now it looks like a Night Monster's taking some swings at John Gillette. And that's Jake Derflinger. Derflinger looked like he was throwing an elbow at the linesman. And everybody now appears to calm down a little bit. Now it looks like Night Monster, Kalen Taylor still going after Mikey Colella. And now both teams will go their separate ways as Thornton's able to hold on to the puck. Utah leads 3-1 as we're past the halfway point of this scheduled 60-minute affair. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Grizzlies lead 3-1. If you joined us late, Utah got on the board 41 seconds in as Yaroslav Yevdokimov scored his first as a Grizzly. He's got a point in all three games in this series. Danny Genev and Aiden Hanson-Buchanan with power play assists. Evan Freese made it a 2-0 game. He scored 9:48 in with Gratton and Weinstein getting the assists. John Gillette made it 3-0 as he scored 10-11 in. Grizzlies led 3-0 after one period. Casey Bailey got Tahoe on the board on a centering feed from Kevin Wall, 4:11 into the second. It looks like Jake Derflinger got a little bit too enthusiastic after the last whistle as he was pumping lefts on a Grizzly, and as a result, Jake Derflinger gets a roughing minor, and the Grizzlies get their third power play of the game. Grizzlies 1 for 2 so far on the man advantage. Evan Friesen will take the drives out there with Lebster and Hanson Bukata. Lebster and Gratton, we believe, up top is Genev and Hanson Bukata. As the Night Monsters win the draw, they skate around Jordan Paperny, who replaced Jacob Musatelli after the first period. Tahoe wins the draw, and they'll bounce one all the way towards Anson Thornton, making his Grizzlies debut. Thornton has saved 22 of 23. Now turnover as the puck goes back towards Genev. He falls down as he fanned on moving it out to neutralize. Night Monsters in their offensive zone skate in left wing. Righty shot, kick saved by Thornton. Grizzlies come back the other way. As Genev will bounce one towards his left. Hanson Bukata over the offensive blue will drop it for Friesen. As Evan Friesen skates towards the left corner, trying to get it back towards Hanson Bukata behind Tahoe's net. AHB topples over, and the Night Monsters will helicopter it all the way towards Thornton. Thornton with a strong outlet pass angle left, but it goes all the way down for a Utah icing as the whistle blows with 7:37 left in the second. Anson Thornton in his Grizzlies debut looks like he's pretty aggressive and pretty confident with the puck as he's thrown some strong outlet passes towards neutral ice here so far. And it looks like despite the fact he hasn't played in a pro game since late March of 2025, Thornton's playing with a lot of confidence here tonight. And he is showing why the Utah Mammoth, at that point when he signed the contract, they were still the Arizona Coyotes, why he signed a 3-year deal. As Grizzlies have the puck, Reed Lebster crosses center ice, and he'll roll it along the boards, back towards the left side. Now it's reversed back behind Tahoe's net. Lebster and Gratton battle with a couple Night Monsters. Tahoe takes it away, and they'll clear it out to center ice. 50 seconds left in the power play. Grizzlies get to Genev at center ice near the bench area. Genev will bounce one across. Grizzlies re-enter. Reed Lebster trying to get to Gratton down the middle of the ice. It goes past him. Night Monsters will spin it back towards the Utah blue line. Grizzlies will start to filter in a line change. Connors with a good hip check from a Night Monster as Utah is called for offside as both linesmen separate Riley Connors and Trent Zwick. As Zwick collided with Connors, and the whistle, we believe, blew for an offside. There's 6:59 left in the second period and 34 seconds left in the power play. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight as the Grizzlies are up 3-1 as they look for the 3-game sweep. Connors will take the face-off as he's out there with John Gillette and Mikey Colella. Colela is Mikey, who's got 1 goal and 1 assist in 11 games. Connors has been outstanding this series. 2 goals in each of the first 2 games of the series. In fact, he was the number 1 star, it looked like, in each of the first 2 games of this set. Grizzlies win the faceoff, left wing. Lefty's shot is blocked. Gillette gets it back, and Maui rolls it towards the near wing for Colella. Now it goes back to Tahoe. As the Night Monsters skate towards the left wing, as they look for a centering pass, it kicks off of Yadakimov's stick. Puck towards the right wing. Tahoe down the middle of the ice. They're shorthanded. They try to slither their way around 5 Grizzlies. They poke it towards Utah's end wall. Puck's taken back by John Gillette, who strides along the left wing. Out of the box is Derflinger, as Gillette overled it for a Grizzly. Now Tahoe will slide it back towards Utah ice as Salem hustles after the loose puck as he avoids a Tahoe check and rolls it towards neutral ice. Tahoe fires it back in as Salem is now on one knee. Hopefully Luke Salem's okay. Grizzlies have 5 defensemen tonight, and Salem gets up slowly. Grizzlies ice the puck as the arm is raised by the linesman as there's 6 minutes and 2 seconds left in the second period. Salem was back deep in his own zone. It looked like he got up a little bit slowly towards the Grizzlies bench. He is now on the Grizzlies bench, and he is working on his lower half. See a little bit of the silhouette of Ryan Anderson. His mom's tuned into tonight's game as well as some other family members. Ryan Anderson's done a great job as a first-year assistant coach of the Grizzlies, as Utah is led by first-year head coach John Buchanan. Grizzlies get across center ice, and they dump it in as Paperny will drop it off behind his net. 5:50 on a moving clock, second period. It's 3-1 Grizzlies. Tahoe down the middle of the ice. They're in the Grizzlies zone as the Night Monsters move it towards the right wing. Righty shot. And that one's blocked away by Thornton, who gets in the butterfly position. Now he's on his backside. Puck goes back up top. Tahoe gets it to the left wing for Kalen Taylor. He fires lefty shot, and it's blocked by TJ Sneath. Puck goes back to Taylor, who flips it up top. Gustafson back to Taylor, who will drift it towards the left corner. Grizzlies skate from left to right here in the period. As Schreifels and a Night Monster drag each other to the ice. Now they get back to their feet. Puck towards the left circle. Schreifels tries to play it. Tahoe overpowers him with the puck. As Alger gets it across, Tahoe will knife it towards the right circle. As a glancing off of Wallar's stick. Now right point, righty shot, and that's blocked. Mike Gillette's in the area along with Schreifels. Colby Enns delivers a hit. Mike Gillette gets the puck, and he will sky it towards Tahoe ice. The puck ricochets off the near wing wall. The Night Monsters back in their own zone as they'll pitch it from one blue line to the other as the Night Monster gets spun around as they tried to play the puck about the same time as Hanson Bukata. Now AHB, the first-year pro, will wobble one out to center ice. Lepster gets the puck, and he'll solicit it to his left. Skating in, Sage Weinstein, lefty shot, saved by Paperny. Rebound goes towards the right wing where it's taken by Tahoe. Night Monsters race over the offensive line. Grizzlies retreat defensively. Tahoe right wing, backhand shot, saved by Thornton. Puck still alive along the near goal line. Friesen gets thrown to the ice from his back as Samuel Meyer pushed Friesen from behind. Puck goes back towards the right wing. As the Night Monsters try to slither one out in front. Hanson Bukata builds a wall. Now right point. Righty shot. Saved by Thornton. Boy, that was a blast with 4:08 left in the second. And after the whistle, Anthony Collins trying to mess with Hanson Bukata as Collins looked like wanted to try to distract Anson Thornton, who made a great save on a blast from the right point. It's still 3-1 Grizzlies late in the second period. Time out on the ice. We'll take one as well. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Utah leads 3-1 late in the second period. Remember, the Grizzlies have a 4-game homestand coming up, and with the NHL off on an Olympic break, I can't think of a better way to watch live pro hockey than by coming down to Maverick Center. Let's see the Grizzlies take on the arch rival Idaho Steelheads on Tuesday, February 10th, and then Grizzlies will have a 3-game series against Dryden McKay and the Bloomington Bison, February 13th and 14th at 7:10, and February 16th, a Monday. That will be a 3:10 start. 4 minutes and 8 seconds are left in the second period. Utah scored 3 goals on 4 shots in the first period against Jacob Musatelli, who was pulled, and Jordan Paperny has been in net for Tahoe in the second period. As puck is in the Grizzly zone towards the left corner. As a Night Monster and Grizzly battle, Utah's got 17 skaters, 12 forwards, and 5 defensemen. As puck back to the left point. Tahoe fires it off Yevdokimov. The puck will skip towards the far corner. As Connors will tap it off the glass out to center ice. It's recovered by Tahoe. It's redshirt weekend over in Tahoe, but it's only their second year of existence. So they don't have any throwback uniforms. So they're just wearing a replica of the 1960 Team USA. As Yevdokimov gets blasted by Kevin Wall, who throws to the middle of the ice. Now right wing, lefty shot, saved by Thornton. He was sprawling towards his left, and he made an outstanding stop. As Tahoe has it back in their own zone. Well, Anson Thornton's been outstanding in his Grizzlies debut. He has saved 25 of 26. Tahoe enters from the right wing. Righty shot goes wide as they miss the net glove side on Thornton. Thornton catches with his right as Colby Enns around the boards as one of the linesmen jumped out of the way. Now Tahoe starting pass, righty shot, and it's blocked by Enns. Great job by Colby Enns, who leads Utah in plus-minus this season at +3. As Tahoe towards the left wing, they're trying to chip it to the middle of the ice. It's tapped away by Yevdokimov's stick. Now right wing, Tahoe fires lefty shot. That one's blocked. Couldn't tell if it got towards Thornton or not. The Grizzlies lifted up but not out. Tahoe's had plenty of offensive zone time. Algier to the left circle. As Tahoe fires towards the net and it goes wide. Now back towards the right wing. Tahoe skates in. Lefty shot saved by Thornton in the butterfly position. Puck goes back to Utah, and they mercifully clear it out. As the puck will go deep into the Tahoe zone. It's going to be icing, though, so the same 5 have to stay on the ice for an extended shift as there's 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second. It's still 3-1 Utah, but you can start to see fatigue settling in on both sides, and we mentioned it during the first period. There is quite a bit of altitude of over 6,200 feet over in State Line, Nevada. So you see tired players on both sides, both the Grizzlies and Night Monsters. But luckily, both teams were off on Thursday, so it's not a 3-game and 3-day scenario, but it is 3 games in 4 days, with both teams putting together an outstanding effort in each of the first 2 games of the series. Utah has scored 19 goals through 7.5 periods in this series. Off the draw, Tahoe looking for a shot. Good job by Yevdokimov, taking away the time and space of a Tahoe shooter. Boy, Yevdokimov certainly been an impressive forward for the Grizzlies this week. He'll make his Maverick Center debut, or at least his Grizzlies Maverick Center debut next week. Yevdokimov did appear in about half a season with the Tulsa Oilers. Right wing lefty shot. And that one deflects out of play off of Thornton. 1:57's left in the second. Boy, the Night Monsters have had some good opportunities on Anson Thornton here over the last few minutes. And Thornton, who's making his first appearance with any team this season, he has looked sharp. He has now saved 30 of 31. For Anson Thornton, he's wearing number 29. He started his pro career by appearing in 4 games of the AHL's Tucson Roadrunners and 9 games with the Reading Royals. Last season, he appeared in 31 games with the Allen Americans. Grizzlies won the draw, and they'll fire it off the far glass. Utah skates from left to right here in the period. Reed Lebster races deep in the Tahoe zone after a loose puck. He gets there about the same time as Mike Van Unen. As Gratton and Lebster battle with 2 Night Monsters in the far corner of the offensive zone. As Tahoe comes out with the puck, Lebster tried to lift the Tahoe stick, but the Night Monsters come back up with it. Tahoe down the middle of the ice. Good poke check by Freese as the puck slides towards the near wing. As the Night Monsters out to center ice, Friesen couldn't get it. As Tahoe gets towards the left wing, look for a centering pass. It's picked off by Friesen. Maybe one pass too many for the Night Monsters. They get it up top, but it's fumbled in the left point as the puck goes back to center ice. Tahoe has outshot Utah 31-9, but the Grizzlies have a 3-1 lead. Tahoe feeds one towards the right side, just outside the circle. Righty shot, saved by Thornton. And he holds on as Anson Thornton just kind of moved from his left to his right, and he was able to make the stop. Thornton suffered a lower body injury in late March of 2025. As Thornton stretches out his lower half, and he has been impressive so far. As Thornton continues to stretch, hopefully he's okay. It looked like he's kind of flexing his right leg a little bit. There's 1:04 left in the second period. Grizzlies still lead 3-1. Utah scored 3 goals in the first 10.5 minutes. Tahoe has 1 second period goal, and that was 4:11 into the second period as Casey Bailey got a centering pass from Kevin Wall. Back to live action behind Utah's net. Tahoe won the faceoff. Glass goes swaying back and forth. Puck goes to the high slot. Lefty shot, and it's blocked by John Gillette. Gillette is among Grizzlies leaders in blocked shots, even though I don't know the official stat. Wish we had some of those advanced stats to be able to share, but John Gillette's blocked a ton of shots. 2-on-2 scrum over in the left corner. Gillette gets it. He skates around Thornton's net. John Gillette will fire it off the boards. Puck gets kicked to the right point as Tahoe is able to keep it in. Now the Grizzlies get it. Boy, a lot of time in the Grizzlies zone here in the second half of the second period as Utah will zip it ahead. It goes all the way down for an icing, though, with 24.4 seconds left in the second. So Night Monsters have really done a job in trying to put pressure on the Grizzlies. But Utah's held strong. Grizzlies got the first goal tonight. In fact, they got the first 3 goals tonight, and Utah has been amazing at scoring first and protecting leads on the road this season. In fact, Utah on the road when scoring first have a record of 12-2-1. Meaning this is the 16th game on the road where the Grizzlies have scored first. That's 16 of 28 games for the Grizzlies on the road. They have scored first. Coincidentally enough, of the Grizzlies' 17 home games, Utah's only scored first 7 times. So that's been a big part as to why the Grizzlies have had more success on the road, is they've been able to play better in the first periods on the road. They've been playing with leads as opposed to having to play catch-up. So there's 24.4 seconds left in the second period. As fans see themselves on the video board, not sure why there'd be a little bit of a delay. Boy, hopefully everything's okay with Anson Thornton. Remember, he was flexing his leg about a half a minute ago. Unfortunately, we're not being able to see anything on the ice, so it looks like everybody's dancing to the Macarena. It looks like Bassey is in net as Dominic Bassey has replaced Anson Thornton. Left wing shot, and that's blocked away by Bassey. Boy, we saw Anson Thornton flexing his right leg a little bit, and unfortunately, it looks like he's been removed from the game. As backhand shot, and it looks like Bassey makes the save. A little bit of pushing after the whistle. Now it looks like John Gillette wants to get after it with the Night Monster, is trying to mess with Dominic Bassey. So it looks like late in the second period, as they were showing the fans for a couple minutes, unfortunately, Anson Thornton, we saw him flexing his right leg a little bit. He has left the game, and Dominic Bassey, who's picked up the victory in each of the first two games in this series, has replaced Thornton. Bassey has won 4 of his last 7 starts. It's his 11th appearance this year. Dominic Bassey's got a record of 4-4-2 with an .885 save percentage. If Tahoe doesn't get to 3 goals and the Grizzlies get a victory, Thornton would be the goaltender of record, meaning he would pick up the win. So Dominic Bassey has replaced Anson Thornton here late in the second period, and he's already made 1 save. As off the draw, Thornton and Bassey probably hasn't had a whole lot of time to stretch out, but the Grizzlies will race out to center ice, and that will end play here in the second period. That's a shame, considering that Anson Thornton was coming back from a serious lower body injury. It was his first game of the season. He was performing outstandingly. Unfortunately, it looks like Anson Thornton, we saw him after he made his last save with about 1 minute left in the second period, kind of flexing his right knee back and forth, and unfortunately, he was unable to continue, and Dominic Bassey replaced Anson Thornton over the last 24 seconds of the second period. So hopefully everything's okay with Anson Thornton, but it looks like Dominic Bassey may close things out for the Grizzlies. Well, Utah had a 3-0 lead after 1 period. Tahoe scored 1 goal in the second period, and that was Casey Bailey getting a centering pass from Kevin Wall, 4:11 in. That made it a 3-1 game, and that's where we sit after 40 minutes of play. As both teams head to their respective dressing rooms, and the Grizzlies are 20 minutes away from having an outstanding, from really completing the absolute perfect road trip over in Tahoe at State Line, Nevada. Utah will be rolling with 5 defensemen, and it looks like Dominic Bassey is going to close things out, replacing Anson Thornton, who was outstanding in 2 periods here tonight. We'll come back and recap the first 40 minutes statistically and also go over some league scores. After 2 periods, it's the Utah Grizzlies 3 and the Tahoe Night Monsters 1. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
After 2 periods over at Tahoe Blue Event Center, it's Utah Grizzlies 3 and the Tahoe Night Monsters 1. One of the big stories coming into play tonight was Anson Thornton, who is making his Grizzlies debut, and he was appearing in his first game of the season. Remember, late last year, as a member of the Allen Americans, he was playing for Allen against Utah and suffered a lower body injury that turned out to be a season ender. That was March 26th of 2025. And Thornton had gone through quite a bit of a rehab process, and he was able to make the start tonight, and he stopped 32 of 33 in the first 39 minutes and 35 seconds. He made a save with about 1 minute left in the second period, and looked like he was just kind of moving from side to side, left to his right, and he was quick as a cat, and he was able to make the stop. However, after he made the save, looked like he was flexing his right leg quite a bit, and we were wondering if he was okay. And then the next whistle, they showed this camera feed is that, you talk about wanting to see some details. Twice goaltenders have been pulled tonight, and they never showed a single one of them. They showed the crowd for about a minute and a half. They didn't even bother showing what appeared to be Thornton being removed from the game. And the next face-off was in the Grizzlies zone, and we saw Dominic Bassey's red pads out there, and Bassey replaced Thornton. And Bassey ended up making 2 saves in the final 25 seconds of the second period. So we believe that Thornton, he'd been coming back from that lower body injury, and we certainly hope that it's nothing major, as it did look like Thornton was kind of favoring his right leg with about a minute left in the second period, and he has since been removed from the game. And Dominic Bassey, who has 4 victories in his last 7 starts, and he got a win in each of the first 2 games in the series, he came in to replace Anson Thornton. Utah got off to a quick start. There was a fight 34 seconds into the first period as Devin Pugliani and Reed Lepster fought. Pugliani got an instigating minor, pretty much telling Reed Lepster that we're going to fight and you don't have a choice. So Pugliani got in a fight with Lepster, and as a result, the Grizzlies got a 2-minute power play and 7 seconds into the power play. And how about this for poetic justice? The guy that replaced Lepster on that power play unit was Yaroslav Yevdokimov, who picked up an assist in each of his first 2 games as a Grizzly earlier this week. It was Yevdokimov 7 seconds into the power play that scored with Genev, and Hanson Bukata gained the assist. So Lepster would have been on that power play unit instead of Yevdokimov, but Lepster was in the box with the fighting major. But obviously, Tahoe did the extra 2 minutes. Yevdokimov scored, as he now has a point in all 3 games with Utah this weekend. Later on in the first period, Evan Friesen got his 14th of the year with Tyler Gratton, and Sage Weinstein gained the assists. And then 23 seconds later, it was John Gillette scoring from the right wing to make it a 3-0 game. Gillette with his 9th goal of the year. He now has a goal in back-to-back games. And the Grizzlies had 3 goals in their first 4 shots tonight against Jacob Musatelli. Musatelli played the first period and stopped 1 of 4. He was replaced in the second period by Jordan Paperny, and Paperny made 5 saves in the second period as Tahoe outshot Utah 17-4 in the first period and 18-5 in the second. The only goal in the second period was scored by Casey Bailey as Kevin Wall, who's had a pretty good series, skated along the left wing, skated around Utah's net, and just found a centering pass out in front of the crease to Bailey. Wall to Bailey to the back of the net on what was a pretty good hockey play, and that made it a 3-1 game, and that's where we sit after 40 minutes of play. So it's just, we're certainly hoping that Anson Thornton's okay. There's about a 0% chance we're going to get an update over the next hour, as the Grizzly staff is incredibly good at keeping secrets over there, as they don't seem to tell me much of anything. I'm still not sure about the other guys that aren't in there, because they just haven't told me. That's their prerogative. But so we probably won't know about anything about Anson Thornton and how bad he's hurt for the rest of this game. But hopefully he'll be good enough to play next week for the Grizzlies in their 4-game homestand at Maverick Center. 1 game against Idaho on February 10th, and then the 3-game set against the Bloomington Bison. And really the shame of Anson Thornton not being able to continue in this game is he was playing outstanding for the Grizzlies. We mentioned Tahoe scored on what was a pretty good play. It's the type of goal that's going to get scored on anybody. Otherwise, Thornton, he looked quick and agile, and he was playing the puck behind his net, and he was playing with confidence and throwing strong outlet passes 3/4 of the length of the ice. Couldn't ask for anything more for Anson Thornton. And so we hope that this setback isn't too much of a setback, as he was unable to continue with what we believe is a lower body injury. So it's a 3-1 Grizzlies lead. Of the 9 shots Utah has through 2 periods, Yaroslav Yevdokimov leads the way with 2, and 7 other Grizzlies with 1 shot through 2 periods. For the Tahoe Night Monsters and their 35 shots, Nate Callan has 5, 4 shots for Kevin Wall, 3 shots for Adam Pitters, and then a bunch of other Night Monsters with 2 shots through 2 periods. So both teams have used 2 goaltenders tonight. Grizzlies are 1 for 3 on the power play. Tahoe is 0 for 1. So we'll see if the Grizzlies can hold on to the lead after 2 periods. They have a 3-1 advantage, even though that Tahoe has just about quadrupled Utah in the shot count. Tahoe with 35 to Utah's 9. It's the only game in progress in the league. Idaho got a 4-2 victory over Greenville in a game that just went final. Neither team scored in the 3rd period as the Steelheads get their 30th win of the year as their record goes to 30-11-4. And remember, the Steelheads will be at Maverick Center on Tuesday night as Idaho gets 2 out of 3 games in that series against the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. Allen got a shutout from Marco Costantini. It was a 31-save shutout as Allen defeats Norfolk 4-0. And with the Americans' victory, they take over 3rd place in the Mountain Division, passing the Tahoe Night Monsters, as Allen now has 52 standings points and Tahoe has 50, and the Americans have 2 games in hand on the Night Monsters, so they have a better point percentage. And the Allen Americans, you got to tip your cap to Steve Martinson's crew as they played some good hockey, as the Americans have a record of 23-16-4 on the season. Other finals across the league, Toledo defeats Fort Wayne 5-4. Wheeling gets a 6-0 shutout win over Cincinnati. Former Grizzly Craig Armstrong with 1 goal for the Nailers. How about this for a great finish? Kyle Krenkovic scored 19:59 into the 3rd period, so he got a buzzer beater in regulation to defeat Rapid City 4-3. As Krenkovic scored a power play goal 19:59 into the 3rd period with Stenell and Noah Beck getting the assist. So with that, a thrilling finish, as not only did Wichita win, but they won in regulation, denying Rapid City a standing point of any kind, as the Thunder scored with 1 second left in regulation as they defeat Rapid City 4-3. Will Cranley gets the victory net for Florida as they get a 2-1 overtime victory over the Savannah Ghost Pirates. Kalamazoo over Bloomington 5-2. Remember, Bloomington's going to be in town next week at Maverick Center for a 3-game series on February 13th and 14th at 7 o'clock and Monday, February 16th at 3 p.m. Iowa defeats Indy 3-1. Greensboro gets a 4-3 shutout victory over Reading. Other finals across the league, Jacksonville over South Carolina 4-1. Orlando gets a 4-3 victory over Maine. And in overtime, Trois-Rivières defeats Worcester 3-2. When we come back, we'll go over some other scores. We'll actually check in as well on some of the team leaders for the Grizzlies and some of the Grizzlies who are among league leaders. And obviously, it's been some of the typical greats: Reed Lepster, Danny Genev, Aiden Hansen-Bukata. They are right up there in the strong categories among league leaders. We'll tell you what those are on the other side. After 2 periods, it's the Utah Grizzlies 3 and the Tahoe Night Monsters 1. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Third period action will begin in about 4.5 minutes as Utah leads 3-1 as they scored 3 goals in the first 10.5 minutes of the first period. Well, Grizzlies have a trio of guys who have been among league leaders in a few statistical categories this season. Reed Lepster is second in the league with 26 goals this year, and he's tied for 15th in the league with 40 points. Lepster doesn't have any points this evening, but he's been one of Utah's strongest goal scorers over the last couple seasons. Remember, he was one of Utah's best forwards last season, and in the 2025 calendar year, he led the Grizzlies in many statistical categories, including goals, and he's got 4 goals so far in this series against Tahoe. Reed Lepster is a +1 tonight and has 5 penalty minutes as he got in a fight 34 seconds into the first period. I'm not sure he wanted to be in the fight, but Devin Poliani said, we're going to go. And Reed Lepster said, all right, let's do it. Lepster also has 5 game-winning goals, and obviously scored the game winner on a power play with 2.5 minutes left in last night's game. And so Reed Lepster scored some big goals for the Grizzlies this year, and he is currently second in the league with 26 tallies. How about Danny Genev? He's certainly a favorite to be on the all-rookie team, and he certainly should be a strong favorite to be Rookie of the Year. Genev leads the entire league in shots on goal with 184. He's got 11 multiple-point games this season. He is second among league rookies with 39 points, 14 goals, and 25 assists. And he got 1 assist tonight, so he's up to 40 points. He leads all league rookies with 26 assists. He's got 14 power play points and 13 power play assists, which are among league leaders and first-year pros. So Danny Genev, what can you say? He's just done it all this season. And how about Aiden Hansen-Bukata? He is tied for third among rookies with 23 assists. He had 1 assist tonight, so now has 24 on the year. And AHB also has 13 power play assists, which is tied with Danny Genev for the league lead among rookies. So those guys have been outstanding for the Grizzlies all year long. And who knows, by the end of the year, maybe Reed Lepster could be on the all-league team. And Danny Genev certainly should be a strong favorite for the league's Rookie of the Year honors. Last Grizzly to be named Rookie of the Year was Matthew Boucher back in the 2020-21 season. When we come back in 1 minute, we'll have third period action as Utah is maintaining a 3-1 lead. Both teams have gone to their backups as Dominic Bassey is going to be in net for the Grizzlies and Jordan Paperny for the Night Monsters. You've been tuned into the second intermission report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
We're about set for third period action as the Grizzlies are looking for a 3-game sweep as they got a 9-6 victory on Wednesday night. And then last night overcame a 4-2 deficit as they scored 5 goals in the span of 4 minutes and 11 seconds to get a 7-4 victory. Utah has been amazing in the third periods in this series. After all, Utah has scored 9 goals on just 19 shots in the third periods in this series. They've got 19 goals so far through 8 periods in the set over in Tahoe. And it's been some of Utah's big guns that have gotten the job done, although it's been a couple of the role players this evening with Yaroslav Yevdokimov, Evan Friesen, and John Gillette finding the back of the net in the first 11 minutes of the contest. Utah has been a strong offensive third-period club over the last 3 months. Utah has a third-period goal in 22 of their last 27 games, and they have scored 40 third-period goals in their last 27 games and 9 third-period goals in their last 2 contests. Utah will start the third period with a forward line of Riley Connors, Yaroslav Yevdokimov, and we believe Danny Genev. Yeah, Genev's going to be on the left wing. Can't see the defensive unit, but to start the first 2 periods, it was Colbiens and Luke Salem. Draws one by Tahoe. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we attempt to see the game on Flow Sports. As the Night Monsters, they have a 35-9 edge in the shot count. Tahoe on the fresh sheet of ice will pitch it towards the right corner as Algier chases after. He collides with Luke Salem as action along the far wing boards. Genev and Connors with a couple Night Monsters, and the puck is tapped back towards center ice. You have Dokimov ahead to Genev. He'll race towards the right circle. Lefty shot saved by Paperny. Puck goes behind Tahoe's net as Connors gets hit. As Connors towards the left wing will slice one towards the right corner. Genev gets it off the boards as he avoids a check, but the Night Monsters come back up with it. 40 seconds into the third period, Tahoe enters from the right wing as Poliani avoids a check. Napoleoni gets it back right side. Shot goes wide as he missed the net stick side on Bassey. Now Tahoe centers it. It's sticked away by Utah. Right wing lefty shot goes high as it stays in play towards the left point. Now back up top. Tahoe left wing. They'll fire a lefty shot that goes wide. It was kind of a wrist shot. Now Tahoe on a sharp angle misses through the crease. As puck goes back around the boards. Hanson Buchanan couldn't reach it. Tahoe gets back to the right corner. Weinstein gets dragged down awkwardly by a Night Monster. Tahoe right wing. Righty shot is blocked. That was blocked by Reed Webster. Hopefully he's okay. Actually, it's Hanson Buchanan that blocked the shot. AHB's now on one knee, and the whistle blows. Boy, Hanson Buchanan, he's on 2 knees. AHB really took that block shot. As Brooke Timoney, the Grizzlies' head athletic trainer, and she's looking nearby. But after the first whistle of every period, they show these 2 people between the bench areas, 2 fans, and the fans wave at the camera. That has happened literally first whistle of every period in a game in Tahoe. Pretty good crowd over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. The attendance is claimed to be 4,203. Boy, hopefully AHB's okay as he blocked the shot, and he blocked it good as he was over in the right wing. Faceoff's going to be in the right circle as Evan Friesen will take the drives out there with Granton and Lebster. And the defensive pairing is Colbiens and Matu Boilar. So Grizzlies have 5 defensemen as Noah Gansky was unable to go tonight. And same was the case with Luke Antonacci, Robbie Stucker, and Avery Winslow, the other defensive scratches. Tahoe gets the puck down the middle of the ice. They'll get down the middle. Righty shot saved by Bassey. And now the Night Monsters trying to get it out in front. And the pass goes wide towards the left wing. Night Monsters bounce one in front of Bassey as Tahoe gets back to the right goal line. Night Monsters back towards the right side. Boilar shadows Kevin Wall. Wall dancing around as he's in the high slot. He fires righty shot and a score. Looked like Bassey got screened in front of the crease, and Kevin Wall fires away as he gets his 13th of the year, and it's now a 3-2 game. Boy, the Night Monsters with a ton of offensive zone time in the first 2 minutes of the third period. And that was one of those, I don't know if they're going to show a replay, but Kevin Wall fired away from the high slot and looked like there was a screen as there was a big body in front of Dominic Bassey, and I'm not sure Bassey was able to locate the puck. So Kevin Wall gets his 13th of the year, and it's a 3-2 game. Oddly enough, they didn't show a single replay of that Tahoe goal. But then again, they didn't show any replays of Grizzlies goals either. Or they haven't really shown much of anything here so far tonight. As Tahoe fires away from the right wing, as this camera feed, I'm so happy it's the last time the Grizzlies have played there. This camera feed's terrible. As puck towards the near wing, as Mikey Colella battles with the Night Monster. Utah's still in front. 3-2 is the score, but Tahoe has scored 2 unanswered. As Weinstein off the boards, as it goes past Kennedy out to center ice. Kennedy battles with the Night Monsters. It slides cross ice Tahoe gets it on the near wing as they spread the ice skating from left to right. Tahoe will plop it in. John Gillette chases after it, kind of slows down behind the net as he'll drop it for Henri Schreifels, number 7. Schreifels will pitch it out to center ice looking for TJ Sneath. TJ Sneath gets blasted as he was entering the offensive zone from the right wing as the Night Monsters will fling it out towards center ice. Now Tahoe will kick it off a Grizzly skate. Taking the puck is John Gillette. Ahead towards Schreifels off his stick. Mike Gillette will stride after it, but it goes towards Lyndon Algier, who's back behind his net. Mike Gillette on the back check, but Algier will pitch to his right as it was overled for a Night Monster, and it goes all the way down for an icing as there's 16:46 left in the third. Hanson Bukata skates off the bench to try to test his right knee as he blocked the shot a couple minutes ago. And so Hanson Bukata trying to stretch it out and determine if he's able to go back in the game. You know, he mentioned the defensive scratches for the Grizzlies. Antonacci, Stucker, Winslow, and Gansky. The forward scratches include Stepan Timofeyev, who's serving the first of a 2-game suspension. Rylan Kovacevic, Luke Manning, Neil Shea, and Christoph Filion are the other forward scratches. Tahoe wins the faceoff. It's retro weekend, but they're only in their second year of existence, so retro is just kind of a replica of the 1960 U.S. Olympic jersey, but instead of USA in the front of the jersey, it says TAH horizontally. As towards the left wing, righty shot goes wide. Grizzlies are in a white jersey with black numbers, professional green trim, white helmets, black trunks, and a little bit of white and green mixed into the socks as Tahoe throws it all the way in for an icing with 16:20 left in the third. Though it looks like the draw is going to be back in the Grizzlies zone, so must not have been icing, but actually it's going to be back at neutral ice as if offside were the call. Evan Friesen talking things over with Colby Enns. Friesen has a goal in all 3 games this series, and he is tied for second in the club with 14 goals. As Friesen and Genev each have 14 goals, and obviously Reed Lebster leads the club with 26. As Tahoe gets it towards the right point as they're in the offensive zone dancing back and forth. Night Monsters back behind Utah's net. They feed it out in front. Weinstein cuts it off, and the Grizzlies clear it out to center ice as it glanced off a Tahoe stick. Night Monsters race back deep in their own zone as there's 15:53 on a moving clock in the third period. 3-2 Utah. Night Monsters get it in. Bassey rolls it around his net as Grizzlies get it out towards center ice. It goes past Gratton. Now the Grizzlies will slice it ahead to Gratton near the Tahoe blue line, and Gratton will backhand it around the wall as Paperny rolls it behind his net. Paperny and Bassey were the starting goaltenders in each of the first 2 games in this series, and they both have entered in relief here tonight, as both goaltenders have been in all 3 games this series. Salem crosses center ice, and he'll squib it in as he gets an elbow from a Night Monster, as Tahoe dances around as they're skating towards center ice. Now they drop it back deep in their own zone as Colella challenges Tahoe as the Night Monsters out towards center ice. 6 meetings between the clubs this season. Utah's 2-3 against Tahoe this year as Salem gets the puck, and he'll race down the middle of the ice. Salem accelerates towards center ice. Now he veers off to his left, but the Grizzlies are offside as it looked like Salem had to move a little bit towards his left just outside the Tahoe blue line, and it kind of messed up the timing of the play. So the draw's going to come back to neutral ice as both teams will switch things up. Looks like the Grizzlies are utilizing all 4 forward lines quite a bit, as we've seen a lot of Mike Gillette with Henri Schreifels and TJ Sneath. And remember, Mike Gillette and TJ Sneath did not play in last night's game, and so the Grizzlies do have a couple fresher bodies on the ice. 3rd game in 4 days for both teams. As Utah wins the faceoff, Schreifels will skate towards the corner. Now backhanded towards Boilar. Boilar with a lefty shot, and it goes wide. Boilar does have a dangerous lefty shot that produces quite a bit of velocity. I imagine he's going to score a couple goals this season from the point. As Schreifels over the offensive blue, as he's got Sneath nearby. Schreifels gets nudged in the back end, loses control of the puck. Tahoe out to center ice. They'll fire it off the boards. Night Monsters get it deep in the Grizzly zone as Weinstein will slice it along the boards. Now Tahoe reverse it back to the right wing. Night Monsters in the corner. They get it up top. High slot. They'll feed it towards the left circle. Lefty shot is blocked. Now they get it back. Shot saved by Bassey, and he holds on with 14:08 left in the third. Shot count has been crazy tonight. 37 for Tahoe, and Grizzlies are at 11. Actually, now it's updated the score on the score bug in the left-hand corner of the screen. 38 shots for Tahoe and 11 for the Grizzlies. Although it doesn't feel like it's been that one-sided in terms of the shot count. It does feel like Tahoe's had an advantage, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it's 38-11. That sort of count. So the faceoff's going to be in the far circle as Connors will take the draw. He's been one of the best forwards in the league this week with 4 goals and 1 assist. He doesn't have any points so far this evening. Faceoff battle's been pretty even on both sides. Tahoe has the puck at center ice, and they will sky it in. Now it bounces to the middle of the ice. Tahoe gets it as it didn't have much of a passing angle as Salem falls down behind Bassey's net. As Tahoe out to center ice. Like Grizzlies have 5 defensemen. It seems like a few of the 5 are a little bit banged up. Tahoe's offside as Colby Enns was challenging a Night Monster, and the puck ended up going in and out of the zone. 13:43 left in the third period. Timeout on the ice as Utah has a 3-2 lead. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Utah leads Tahoe 3-2 as we're still in the early stages of the third period. If you joined us late, the Grizzlies got 3 goals in the first 10.5 minutes as Yaroslav Yevdokimov scored 41 seconds, and it was a power play goal assisted by Genev and Hans Bukata. Evan Friese made it a 2-0 game as he scored 9:48 in. 23 seconds later, John Gillette scored unassisted from the right wing, giving Utah a 3-0 lead. Tahoe has responded with 2 unanswered. Casey Bailey 4:11 into the second period on a feed from Kevin Wall. And then Wall scored from the high slot, 1:58 into the third, with Luke Adam picking up the assist, as we believe that Bassey was screened on the play. As it's 3-2 Utah, both clubs have used 2 goaltenders. Up ahead towards Reed Lebster. He'll skate to the middle of the ice as Grizzlies are looking for some insurance here in the third period. Lebster will squib it towards the right corner for the captain, Tyler Gratton. Gratton trying to get it out in front of Friese, and it's picked off by the Night Monsters. Tahoe towards the left wing, steps over the offensive line as the Night Monsters trying to find a cutter out in front, and they overskate it. Friese left wings it towards Gratton, who drops it for Lebster. Reed Lebster along the left wing boards loses control of the puck as Lyndon Algier will skate around Tahoe's net, stops, reverses field, now feed it angle left as it's off a Tahoe stick. Boilard collides with the Night Monster. We haven't seen Aiden Hansen Bukata since he blocked the shot about 6 minutes ago. Right wing righty shot saved by Bassey in the butterfly position as the puck slides towards the far corner. Boilard sporting a beard as he gets nudged in the back by a Night Monster. Now Tahoe towards the left wing as a Grizzly gets, it's going to be a penalty on Utah as the Night Monster was in the left circle looking for a shot, and it was Casey Bailey. And I imagine hooking's going to be the call as Bailey couldn't get the shot off. Sean Kennedy's going to go to the box. Let's see if the referee, we can see the signal. And just as we're going to get the signal from the referee, they pan it to the crowd. I imagine hooking's going to be the call as Kennedy went to the box as he tried to deny Casey Bailey of a shot attempt from the far circle. And so Kennedy gets 2 minutes, and Tahoe gets their second power play of the game. Well, you mentioned the Grizzlies and their strength in the power play this series, but the Night Monsters have been pretty good on the power play in their own right. So Utah leads 3-2, but Tahoe's got a power play with 12:36 left in regulation. Night Monsters get it up top as Kevin Wall, 2 points tonight, will slide it towards the right goal line. Adam feeds it behind him. It's picked off, and the Grizzlies clear it out. As Paperny plays behind his net, he replaced Jacob Musatelli, who saved 1 of 4 for Tahoe in the first period. As the Night Monsters get it towards the right wing, As Wall falls down with, they're going to call a penalty on Friesen. As Wall was skating down the middle of the ice towards the Utah line, and just about the time he got to the line, he gets tripped up by Evan Friesen. And Friesen doesn't argue the case, but Utah's going to be shorthanded. It's going to be a 5-on-3 power play for Tahoe for 1 minute and 31 seconds. And Friesen really didn't argue the call, so it must have been a good call by referee Grant Hendricks. And this is a critical sequence in this game. If you're Tahoe head coach Alex Lowe, do you think about using your timeouts? The Night Monsters are taking their sweet time coming from the bench. And it looked like the referee, Grant Hendrick, had let them kind of take their time. 5-on-3 power play. Draws going to be in the right circle. Riley Connors will take the face-off. He's out there with Tyler Gratton and Luke Salem. Well, the Grizzlies may be short bodies in terms of defensemen because they're going with 2 forwards on this 5-on-3 shorthanded situation. Grizzlies win the face-off, and Salem will slice it all the way deep in the Night Monster zone. So the Grizzlies may be hurting on bodies on the blue line because they've got 2 forwards on this 5-on-3 as they're shorthanded 2 skaters. Night Monsters towards the right wing as they'll drop it off in the right corner. Like Grizzlies look for a 3-game sweep, but it seems like they're doing it with duct tape and a little bit of bandages here to get through this third period. Tahoe down the middle of the ice. They're in the high slot as Wall will fire righty shot and a score. It's a 5-on-3 power play goal, and the Night Monsters have tied it up with 11:34 left in regulation. The lights are flickering back and forth. I don't know if that was Casey Bailey, but shot was fired away. It was a wrist shot. Got a little bit of air under it and found its way past Bassey. So 3 unanswered for the Night Monsters, and it's anybody's game as we're tied at 3 with 11:34 left in regulation. And so now it's a 5-on-4 situation. Lepster will take the face-off. He's out there with Genev, Colbiens, and Sage Weinstein. So we're tied at 3. Tahoe's outshot Utah 38-11. Grizzlies roll it along the boards, and it's cut off by Jordan Paperny behind his net. And so with it now being a tie game, both Paperny and Bassey are the goaltenders of record, meaning they'll get either the win or the loss. As Tahoe gets it back deep behind Utah's net as they cycle it around. Tahoe still on a power play for the next minute. Night Monsters towards the left wing. Now they get it up top. Back towards the right circle for Gustafson. Gustafson to the right goal line. As the Night Monsters get it back towards the right point. Lefty shot. Saved by Bassey. And he will hold on with 10:56 left in the third. So the 5-on-3 power play goal for Tahoe was scored by Casey Bailey. It's his second goal of the night. Kevin Wall and Nate Callan with the assists. So Kevin Wall has 3 points tonight. 1 goal and 2 assists. So he's factored in all 3 of the Night Monsters goals this evening. Tahoe up to 40 shots to the Grizzlies 11. 49 seconds left in the power play as Evan Friesen is in the box with a tripping minor. As the Grizzlies clear it all the way out. Paperny plays the puck just outside the far goal line. As the Night Monsters with speed. As Brennan Kapchek make that Nate Callum. Throws it towards the left corner. Gets his own pass off the boards. He gets up top. Left point. Tahoe back towards the corner. Now the Night Monsters slide it back towards the left point. Now to the left circle. As Tahoe dancing around. As they'll feed it towards Kevin Wall. Siren pass shot saved by Bassey. Puck goes towards the right circle. Grizzlies will clear it out. Good effort by Riley Connors and company. 10 seconds left in the power play. Friesen standing up in the penalty box. Night Monsters will split a line change as they'll skate towards the left corner. Now siren pass. Righty shot goes wide. Friesen's out of the box. And he will join the play. John Gillette gets it ahead towards Friesen. Friesen left circle, lefty shot. Glove saved by Paperny. He holds on with 9:56 left in the third. Friesen came out of the box, skated towards the Tahoe blue line. John Gillette got him a pass, and then Friesen skated in with momentum towards left circle, fired a lefty shot, and he was denied by Jordan Paperny. 9:56 left in the third period. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draws. We're tied at 3. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
Now, see if the Grizzlies have the petrol, have the energy here late in the third period. As Utah was rolling with 5 defensemen tonight, we haven't seen Aiden Hansen-Bukata in the last 8 minutes or so. And it was really telling the Grizzlies were shorthanded 5-on-3 a few minutes ago, and they went with 2 forwards and 1 D. And normally you'd see 2 D and 1 forward in that situation. As Evan Friesen will take the draw, as he's out there with Sean Kennedy and Mikey Colella. As Grizzlies just trying to find a way to complete this 3-game sweep. But right now it's anybody's game. Tahoe gets the puck as they'll race towards the offensive zone. Now the puck goes from one side to the other. It's taken back by Utah. As puck is skied towards Tahoe ice. And Sean Kennedy overskates it. Tahoe enters 4-on-2. Night Monsters towards the middle of the ice. Gets the left wing. Lefty shot. Glove saved by Bassey. As Tahoe fired a low liner. And that was number 10, Mike O'Leary, who has 9 goals this season. O'Leary fired it ankle high, but Bassey was able to make the stop with 9:32 left in the third period. So Night Monsters are up to 42 shots. They have 17 in the first, 18 in the second, and 7 here in the third period. Grizzlies with just 12 shots, 4 in the first, 5 in the second, and 3 in the third. Utah has scored 19 goals through 8.5 periods in this series. But looks like right now, both teams are running on fumes. Third game in 4 days, and Tahoe is just looking to salvage the third game of the set. Grizzlies will move it out towards center ice, but it goes all the way down for a Utah icing as the whistle blows with 9:25 left in the third. Unfortunately for the Grizzlies, Luke Antonacci and Noah Gansky were unable to go. We saw Gansky get cross-checked strongly in the third period, and it looked like that had shooken him up a little bit. That's got to be why he's not playing. Not sure about Antonacci. We haven't seen Hansen-Bukata since he blocked a shot with about 18 minutes left in the third period. So the Grizzlies right now are rolling with 4 defensemen. And it looks like Grizzlies are just going to try to find a way to gut it out and see if they can find a way to salvage something here tonight. As Grizzlies scored the first 3 goals of the game in the first 10.5 minutes, and Tahoe's responded with 3 unanswered. Night Monsters down the middle as the puck goes all the way towards Bassey, who brushed it away as it glanced off of Mike Van Unen's stick. Grizzlies out to center ice as Mike Gillette fires a righty shot from center ice, and it's sticked into the corner as TJ Sneath gets pushed behind Tahoe's net. Mike Gillette joins the play. Gillette scored a goal on Wednesday, didn't play last night. Now Gillette gets pinned to the boards by Brennan Kapchek. As Friesen looks nearby, Sneath will come off the ice as the puck goes towards Tahoe. And they will loft it over John Gillette's head. Puck goes back towards Tyler Gratton, who feeds to Weinstein. As Weinstein over the offensive line, as it looks like Gratton or John Gillette are acting as a defenseman. It looks like Gillette is actually acting as a D here. As Gillette fired away from the left point, it's blocked by Luke Adam. Now Gillette dumps it back in. And so with Hansen-Bukata appears unable to go the rest of the way, it looks like John Gillette's acting as a defenseman. As back behind Utah's net, Tahoe will skeet towards the near side. Siren pass shot saved by Bassey. Puck is cleared back towards Utah's backboard. Tahoe gets it back up top. Maye gets it back in deep. Luke Adam behind his net. 35-year-old former NHLer gets to the right wing wall. Righty shot saved by Bassey. Now to the left wing as they fire towards the net, and it's blocked by Colby Enns. Grizzlies out to center ice. It goes past Gratton and deep towards the Tahoe zone. And it goes all the way down for a Utah icing as there's 7:44 left in the third period. So Draw's going to come back towards Dominic Bassey. He is 4-3 over his last 7 starts, and with Tahoe coming all the way back, the win or the loss is going to be on Bassey's record. Anson Thornton played the first 2 periods, and he played 2 outstanding frames, stopping 32 of 33 before we believe he left the game due to a lower body injury, as he was flexing his leg pretty good with about 1 minute left in the second period. And it was Thornton's first game back from an injury where he'd missed 10.5 months, and it was lower body injury that he suffered in March 26 of 2025 in a game here at Maverick Center against the Allen Americans. Actually, he was with Allen against the Grizzlies. As Utah will pitch it out towards center ice, 7:25 on a moving clock. Grattan will nudge it ahead as no icing, so the Grizzlies are able to make a line change. As the Night Monsters looking to salvage the third game of the set, as Utah won 9-6 on Wednesday and 7-4 on Friday. So regardless of what happens tonight, Grizzlies do get the series victory as they're looking for the 3-game sweep. Utah ahead, it goes past Yevdokimov. It goes deep in the Tahoe zone as the Night Monsters dance around in the right corner. Less than 7 minutes left in regulation as Tahoe will flip it towards Utah ice. It's gloved and dropped by Boilar, is now paired up with Weinstein. Yevdokimov drops it as it bounced off a Genev stick. Tahoe strides along the right with momentum as Poliani fires a righty shot, saved by Bassey. Shot down the middle, lefty shot, saved by Bassey, and he will hold on with 6:33 left in the third. Second shot was taken by Lyndon Algier, who's still looking for his first goal of the season. Both teams look like they're running on fumes here in the third period. And you almost have that feeling next goal is going to win, that sort of game. Both teams are 1 for 3 on the power plays. We're skating 5-on-5. Shot count, Tahoe's up to 45, and the Grizzlies have 14. There's 5 different Grizzlies with 2 shots on goal, and that includes Friesen, Weinstein, Yevdokimov, Genev, and Boilar. And then 4 of the Grizzlies with 1 shot here through 2.5 periods. Grizzlies, Luke Salem gets the puck in the near corners. He gets blasted by a Night Monster. Colbien's trying to yank it away. Salem holds his ground. Mikey Colella will slide it from one corner to the other, where it's taken by Reed Lebster. Lebster, 26 goals this season. Rink wide feed, angle left, goes tape to Colella. Colella left side. He'll take a lefty shot that goes wide. Puck slides back to center ice. The Grizzlies will back it out into their own zone as Weinstein and John Gillette, and we believe that Gillette is acting as a defenseman right now. Lebster down the middle of the ice, gets his way around 3 Night Monsters. Right wing, righty shot, saved by Paperny, and he will hold on. Good coast-to-coast move by Reed Lebster, who found a good scoring chance from the right side, but Paperny denied him. Little less than 6 minutes left in regulation. We're tied at 3. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
That's anybody's game as the Grizzlies scored the first 3 goals of the contest. It was 3 goals in the first 10 minutes and 11 seconds. Tahoe has responded with 1 goal in the second and 2 in the third. And the shot count's been crazy as Tahoe has 45 shots to the Grizzlies 15. It's going to be an offensive zone drop for the Grizzlies. Henri Schreifels is out there with TJ Sneath and Mike Gillette. As John Gillette is acting as a defenseman as the Grizzlies, we believe, are down to 4 defensemen by trade, as we haven't seen Aiden Hansen-Bukata since the early stages of the third period. Tahoe gets the puck, and they'll bounce one towards center ice. And the Night Monsters trying to sweep it ahead. Now a Grizzly gets it. Arm is raised by the referee as TJ Sneath got slashed at center ice, and Tahoe touches it up. Luke Adam can't believe it, but he's going to go to the box. 5:32 is left in the third period. It's going to be a Utah power play, and it will be their fourth of the night. TJ Sneath was just cutting across center ice down the middle, and it looked like Luke Adam got him, and the referee spotted it as he was right there to make the call. So Luke Adam, we believe it's going to be a slashing minor, and we'll see if the Grizzlies can take a lead here, as the Grizzlies have 4 power play goals so far in this series. It's the last of a 3-game set. Utah has scored 19 goals so far in this series. As Luke Adam, the Tahoe captain, he will sit in the penalty box. He takes some deep breaths. Adam, the 35-year-old who's got NHL experience with Buffalo and Columbus. He's a former second-round pick by Buffalo back in 2008. And we can confirm that Hanson Bukata is not going to return because Luke Salem has taken his spot on this power play unit. Lepster, Friesen, Grattan, Genev, and Luke Salem. That's a party of 5 on this power play. As a draw won by Utah after it was initially touched by Tahoe. Genev back towards Friesen. Now it goes to Salem, but it moves out to neutral ice. The Grizzlies reset. Lepster, last night's hero, skates in. He stops just outside the right circle. He's got 5 game-winning goals this season. Over to Salem down the middle. Lefty shot. That one sticked away by Paperny. Puck kept the ops behind Tahoe's net. Now right wing Genev, lefty shot, and it's blocked. Grattan gets the puck. He's in the right point. Across to Lepster. Lepster dangles back and forth. Moves it across looking for Genev. It's taken away by Tahoe, and they clear it out. Less than 5 minutes left in regulation and 1:20 left in the power play. Salem gets the puck, and so he'll get it towards Grattan. Grattan flings one across. It goes over the stick of Friesen. Puck to center ice. Lepster walks towards the Tahoe line, right wing, now gets to Salem. Salem down the middle, he drifts to his left. Luke Salem, he gets it up top. Lepster over to Genev, who's in the left point. Back to Lepster's now in the right point. Lepster skates towards the right circle, gets to the middle of the ice for Friesen. His shot, and it's blocked. Friesen gets cross-checked in the back, no call. As Friesen up top towards Salem. He's in the right point. About 47 seconds left in the power play. Salem fires towards the net, and it's blocked. Salem gets it back in the left point. Grizzlies have had plenty of offensive zone time. Lepster up top towards Salem. Salem gets it to his right. Genev, right circle, dangling back and forth. Genev surveys. He's in the corner. Now Genev fakes it towards his left. Keeps control of the puck, slides it up top to Salem. Salem will pedal towards his left. Now get it back to Genev. Right side, he swung and missed on a shot. Now towards Grattan, right goal line. Grattan tried to feather one towards Friesen, but lost control of the puck. Tahoe will drag it out to center ice, 2-on-2. Night Monsters, 10 seconds left, shorthanded. Left wing, lefty shot. Saved by Bassey. And after the whistle, Luke Salem got after a Night Monster as Tahoe tried to mess with Bassey a little bit. Puck ended up squirting from Bassey into the back of the net, but the whistle appeared to blow, although we can't hear any of the sounds in Tahoe, but it appears play stops with 3:40 left in the third period. There's 8 seconds left in the power play, and Luke Adam will come out of the box in 8 seconds. The faceoff's going to be in the far circle. Well, the Grizzlies had plenty of offensive zone time during that power play, but just couldn't get one past Paperny. The Grizzlies with 2 shots on this power play. Grizzlies win the draw. Weinstein skates around Bassey's net. Weinstein now stops. Adam is out of the box. We're back to skating 5-on-5. Utah is now 1 for 4 on the power play this evening. Weinstein, patient with the puck as he dances around in front of Bassey. Now he skates behind Bassey and stops. 3:19 on a moving clock, third period. Weinstein patient with the puck. Now he zips it out towards center ice down the middle of the ice looking for Yevdokimov. Off his stick. Tahoe re-enters from the left wing. As they bounce one towards the left circle. As they shovel towards the net and a lefty shot saved by Bassey. As Weinstein tattoos it off the boards. Colella off his stick as it wobbles back towards Weinstein. He'll get it across towards Colby Ends. Long-range feed off the Colella stick. Colella collides with the Night Monster. Puck goes from one corner to the other. 2:46 on a moving clock. As it's rainbow back towards Utah ice, batted by Boilar. But it looked like a hand pass is called as Boilar just kind of nudged it with his glove towards Yevdokimov, and that stops play with 2:43 left in the third. So faceoff's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. As both teams put together a pretty good effort here tonight. But the Grizzlies are down to just 4 defensemen, at least 4 defensemen by trade, and it looks like John Gillette has taken some shifts as a defenseman. As Evan Frieson's talking with Luke Salem. Both teams will have a few days off after tonight. For the Grizzlies, they'll have just 2 days off before the Tuesday night battle against the Idaho Steelheads, as that will start a 4-game homestand for the Grizzlies. Friesen will take the draw against, we believe, Casey Bailey. Draw one by Utah. Salem will fire it off the glass. Puck up the opposite of the center ice logo, looking for Tyler Gratton, but it's taken by Tahoe. Now Boiler will backhand it to center ice. Gratton off his stick as he tried to dump it in. 2:25 on a moving clock. Tahoe will zip it deep into the Grizzlies zone. Bassey stays in front of his net. And now the screen went black. I kid you not, the screen is black. We see the clock moving. But now the screen has gone dark. And now we're back to live action. The Night Monsters score. Well, we literally saw a black screen. It looked like the puck was behind Bassey's net. Then we came back to live action. Casey Bailey's high-fiving everybody on the Tahoe bench, so he might have completed the hat trick. And it's now a 4-3 Tahoe lead. And with that, I imagine some hats are going to be thrown on the ice. And yeah, there are a couple hats being tossed to the ice as Casey Bailey completes the hat trick, and what a big goal it was. Bailey with 1 goal in the second period, and now 2 third-period goals. As a handful of hats are thrown on the ice to complete the hat trick, and with 2:09 left in the third period, Tahoe has scored 4 unanswered. It's a 4-3 game. It kind of felt like the Grizzlies were just rolling on Tylenol and duct tape trying to get through this game, and they came out buzzing there in the first 11 minutes, but the Night Monsters just kept battling. And so Grizzlies are going to be looking for the tying goal. It looks like the fans in Tahoe are having a good time. Schreifels will take the draw at center ice. As Grizzlies will get it into the offensive zone, chasing after it. You have Donkomov. Sharp angled shot saved by Paperny, and the puck is cleared towards center ice. 1:55 on the moving clock. Gillette acting as a defenseman. Throws the left wing pass looking for Yevdokimov. No icing on the play as puck rolls back to center ice. As the Night Monsters step over the offensive blue as they try to split a double team, and Utah takes it away. Grizzlies get it towards the Tahoe line. Now right wing shot saved by Paperny. He holds on, and with 1:31, and the clock continues to move. Hopefully the referee spotted that and will reset the clock. With the offense's own draw, I got to imagine Bassey's going to come off for an extra attacker. The Casey Bailey goal to complete the hat trick was scored 17:51 in, with Luke Adam and Brennan Kapchek getting the assists. So it looks like the Grizzlies have used their 1 timeout. As a combination of John Buchanan and Ryan Anderson will try to drop a play to see if the Grizzlies can find a way to tie it up. Now we did get a quick glance at the Tahoe bench to see Jackson Hibbert for about half a second. And I got to imagine the Grizzlies are going to try to get their big guns back on the ice, as seems like Webster and Gratton have had a couple minutes worth of a rest. Maybe we'll see Evan Friesen out there. Haven't seen a ton of Riley Connors in the third period. Hopefully he's all right. Got to imagine Danny Genev might factor in. Looks like a really good crowd at Tahoe Blue Event Center. The attendance has been listed, and it's 4,203. Now, that's the attendance listed at Tahoe Blue Event Center. So 4 unanswered for the Night Monsters after the Grizzlies scored 3 goals in the first 10 minutes and 11 seconds of the contest. So for the Grizzlies, they've got Reed Lebster, Evan Friesen, Tyler Gratton, Luke Salem. That's the four we see on the screen. Riley Connors is out there. And can't see the six, but I believe Utah's net is empty. It'll be Riley Connors taking the face-off. Danny Genev's on the ice as well. 6-on-5, Utah's net's empty. Smoke him if you got him. Tahoe leads 4-3. Connors will take the face-off against Mike O'Leary. Draws in the right circle. Utah's looking for the tying goal. And the linesman trying to make sure the procedure is right. As the linesman's now talking with Mike O'Leary. High drama at Tahoe Blue Event Center. Night Monsters won the face-off, and they clear it all the way. But it just went to center ice. As Lebster gets the puck, a minute 22 and counting. Lebster moves to his left for Luke Salem, who crosses center ice. Salem zips it around the boards. Lebster in the area. Puck goes back towards the right point. Genev keeps it in. This goes to the right corner for Lebster. Now behind the net. Gratton feeds it out in front. Shot saved by Paperny. As they try to get to Evan Friesen out in front. Friesen didn't get all of it as the puck just kind of wobbled towards Paperny. He was able to cover up with a minute 6 seconds left in the third. So with that, it appears the Grizzlies are going to keep the same six on the ice. Riley Connors will take the face-off once again. This time for Tahoe, it seems like Casey Bailey's going to take the draw. So a minute 6 seconds left in the third. Tahoe's outshot Utah 48-18. And the difference in the game is Casey Bailey scoring 17:51 into the third with Luke Adam and Brennan Kapchek getting the assists. And the draw won by Tahoe as they will plop it towards the right point. Now a Night Monster fires towards the empty net, and it goes wide. Lebster runs it down, and icing is on Tahoe as there's now 59.9 seconds left in the third period. Tahoe leads 4-3, and the draw is going to be in the left circle this time. This time it's going to be Evan Friesen taking the draw. Same six on the ice for the Grizzlies. Casey Bailey taking the face-off for Tahoe. Night Monsters with a 4-3 lead. They have scored 4 unanswered after the Grizzlies scored the first 3 of the game. Utah wins the face-off. Salem gets it towards the left point for Lebster. Lebster fires the righty shot, saved by Paperny. And he holds on. There is Tyler Gratton net front with about 2 Night Monsters surrounding Paperny. Lebster with a pretty good look from the high slot as there was some traffic, but Paperny was able to catch it cleanly with 51.5 seconds left in the third. Same six on the ice for the Grizzlies. Friesen's going to take the draw once again against Casey Bailey. Faceoffs in the left circle. And the draw won by Utah's Riley Connors towards the left corner. He's out there with Lebster. Lebster dancing around. Now Tahoe gets it, and they'll flop it towards the empty net. Puck will hip it up, and it goes just wide along. Just missed. Icing is on Tahoe. 35.3 seconds left as it just missed along the far post. It didn't miss by more than 2 or 3 inches. And that keeps the Grizzlies within striking range. Same six on the ice for Utah, but everybody looks like they're exhausted. Once again, it's going to be Evan Friesen taking the face-off. As the Grizzlies talking strategy. As looks like a lot of people taking deep breaths. A lot of hands on knees. And we mentioned the altitude of over 6,200 feet over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. Friesen will take the draw against, I believe, Casey Bailey again. 38.1 seconds left in the third period. Tahoe leads 4-3. Draw won by Utah. As Salem gets it towards Lebster, just outside the left circle. Back to Salem, one-timer, and that one misses wide. As puck towards the left circle, Friesen gets it off the boards to Connors. Connors directs it to Geneva in the right wing. Back towards Connors as it's cycled to Lebster. 16 seconds left. Siren pass the kick back to Salem. Back towards the right side, Geneva, one-timer, and it's blocked. Tahoe gets it. They'll fire it past Geneva and out to center ice. Puck hit the opposite over Connors' stick and rolls towards the empty net. Connors dives to keep it out of the net. 2 seconds left, and that will do it. Boy, Riley Connors with an amazing effort to escape the puck from going past the empty net. But time runs out as the Night Monsters salvage the third game of the series. Grizzlies scored the first 3 goals of the game, but Tahoe responded with 4 unanswered, including 3 by Casey Bailey. Bailey's game winner was scored with 2:09 left in regulation. And the Grizzlies put together a rally to try to tie it up. But it's the Night Monsters that come away with a 4-3 win. Grizzlies do win 2 out of 3 games in the series. As the Grizzlies coaches John Buchanan and Ryan Anderson walk off the ice. Just one of those. Looked like the Grizzlies ran out of gas a little bit. Aiden Hansen-Mukata wasn't able to go in the third period as he missed the final 18 minutes. Hopefully he'll be all right, and hopefully Anson Thornton will be okay. He got the start of net for Utah and stopped 32 of 33, but he had to leave with about a minute left in the second period due to a lower body injury. So despite the loss tonight, the Grizzlies do win the series 2 out of 3 games. Utah has won 4 of their last 6 road games. Homestand will start on Tuesday night for a 1-game stop with the Idaho Steelheads, and then the Bloomington Bison will be at Maverick Center for a 3-game series on February 13th and 14th at 7 o'clock, and Monday, February 16th, will be at 3 p.m. Post-game show starts in 30 seconds. Once again, the final is the Tahoe Night Monsters 4 and the Utah Grizzlies 3. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Final score from Tahoe Blue Event Center. It's the Night Monsters 4 and the Grizzlies 3. Utah scored the first 3 goals of the game, and they all came in the first period. Utah got a power play 34 seconds in as Devin Pugliani fought Reed Lebster, and Pugliani was the one that told Lebster, we're going to fight, as Pugliani also got an instigating minor, and that gave Utah a 2-minute power play. And 7 seconds into the power play, and you talk about poetic justice, Lebster would be on that power play unit, but he was in the box with the fight. And so Yaroslav Yevdokimov replaced Lebster on that power play unit. And 7 seconds into the power play, it was Yevdokimov getting his first as a Grizzly, with Danny Geneva and Aiden Hansen-Mukata getting the assists. As Yaroslav Yevdokimov picked up a point in all 3 games in the series. Utah extended the lead to 2-0 as Evan Friesen scored 9:48 in. Tyler Gratton and Sage Weinstein each picked up an assist. 23 seconds later, it was John Gillette scoring from the right wing, and it was 10-11 into the first as Gillette gets his 9th goal of the year, and he has a goal in back-to-back games. And for Evan Friesen, he has a goal in all 3 games in this series. At that point, Utah had a 3-0 lead as they scored 3 goals in their first 4 shots. Utah had a 3-0 lead after 1 period, even though Tahoe outshot Utah 17-4 in the first period. Shot advantage for Tahoe in the second period was 18-5. Night Monsters scored 1 goal as Kevin Wall skated around Utah's net and fed it in front to Kevin Wall, or to Casey Bailey. Wall to Bailey to the back of the net as Casey Bailey with his first of 3 goals on the night. That made it a 3-1 game. Anson Thornton was the big story for the Grizzlies coming into play as he was making his Grizzlies debut. Thornton played for the Allen Americans in 31 games last year, but suffered a season-ending injury on March 26th of 2025, and that was a game being played at Maverick Center when he was with Allen. And it was his first game and his first pro game in 10.5 months. He was reassigned to the Grizzlies from the NHL's Tucson Roadrunners through the NHL's Utah Mammoth through the Tucson Roadrunners. And Thornton was outstanding tonight. He saved 32 of 33. He made a save with about 1:04 seconds left in the second period. And it looked like something wasn't quite right as he was flexing his legs quite a bit after making a save where he was kind of moving from left to right. And, Thornton showed great agility and good movement skills, and he was playing with a lot of confidence with and without the puck. Boy, Thornton was looking outstanding, but he had to leave, and he was replaced by Dominic Bassey, who played the final 20 and a half minutes of regulation. Utah led 3-1 after 2 periods, and with Tahoe coming all the way back, Thornton gets a no decision, and Bassey ends up getting the loss. Tahoe cut into the Utah lead, making it a 3-2 game, 1:58 into the third period as Wall got his 13th of the year with Luke Adam picking up an assist. And then Casey Bailey tied it up 8:26 into the third with Kevin Wall and Nate Callan getting the assists. Utah had their chances in the third period. They had 8 shots to Tahoe's 13 in the third period. With about 2.5 minutes left in regulation, the screen went black for about 15 seconds. We saw a blank black screen. And then as we were coming back, Tahoe was starting to celebrate a goal. And it turned out to be Casey Bailey's 3rd of the game and 20th of the year. Luke Adam and Brennan Kapchek each picked up an assist. Grizzlies had plenty of offensive zone time in the final 2 minutes of regulation, but just couldn't find a way to get the tying goal. As it looked like the Grizzlies were rolling with 12 forwards and 5 defensemen. But by the end of the game, they had just 4 defensemen as Aiden Hansen-Mukata blocked a shot with about 18 minutes left in regulation, and that was the last we saw of him. He came out trying to stretch to see if he was able to go, but it appears that he wasn't able to continue in the game. So the Grizzlies were just going with 4 defensemen and John Gillette, who's been one of Utah's most versatile forwards, and he's certainly been a guy that's done a bit of everything for the Grizzlies this year. He even took some shifts as a defenseman in the third period. Utah had some chances there in the final couple minutes, but just couldn't get one past Jordan Paperny. Tahoe held on for a 4-3 win to salvage the 3rd game of the series. So despite the loss tonight, the Grizzlies do pick up 2 out of 3 victories over in Tahoe. Grizzlies are now 4-2 in their last 6 road games. It just looked like they kind of ran out of gas a little bit. You can't blame them. 3rd game in 4 days for both teams with a bit of altitude at just over 6,200 feet. And really, you think about the Grizzlies and what they were able to put forth in the first 2 games of the series. They won 9-6 on Wednesday, and then they scored 5 goals in the final 4.5 minutes worth of regulation to overcome a 4-2 deficit and win 7-4. And Utah obviously put together a grade A effort in the first period, but kind of just looked like they ran out of gas a little bit and were running on fumes. I think they're just hoping to get through regulation, maybe get to overtime, get a 3-on-3 situation, and see if they can get it to Geneva or Webster and win it there. But Tahoe was able to get one late in regulation to get a 4-3 lead, and it turned out to be a 4-3 final score. Anson Thornton gets a no decision in net as he saved 32 of 33. Dominic Bassey stopped 12 of 15, and he gets the loss as his record goes to 4-5-2. For the Night Monsters, Jacob Musatelli played the first period, and he stopped 1 of 4. He was replaced by Jordan Paperny, and because Tahoe came all the way back, Paperny gets the victory in net as his record goes to 12-9-1-1. Special teams played a factor in all 3 games of the series. Utah was 1 for 4 on the power play. Tahoe was 1 for 3. The Night Monsters' power play goal was the tying goal, 8:26 into the third period, that was scored by Casey Bailey. In terms of shots, Grizzlies had 18 tonight. There was a 5-way, actually looks like a 6-way tie with 2 shots each. Salem, Friesen, Weinstein, Yevdokimov, Genev, and Boilar each had 2 shots, and then 6 other Grizzlies with 1 shot tonight. For the Night Monsters, Casey Bailey led the way with 7 shots. He had 3 goals and was a +2. 3 stars of the game. 3rd star goes to Jordan Paperny, the Tahoe goaltender, who stopped all 15 shots in the final 40 minutes of regulation. He's the 3rd star as he gets his 12th win of the season. Kevin Wall had 1 goal and 2 assists. He was a +2 and had 5 shots on goal. Kevin Wall is the number 2 star. And the number 1 star goes to Casey Bailey, who had 3 goals. He was a +2 and led the Night Monsters with 7 shots. Casey Bailey is the number 1 star. Well, the Grizzlies put together a grade A effort in each of the 3 games in this series, and I know a lot of Grizzlies fans are hoping that the Grizzlies can turn it around on the Mavericks center ice. But despite the loss tonight, the Grizzlies are 14-12-2 on the road. Grizzlies just have 3 home victories, and they're hoping to turn it around on the Mavericks center ice. They've got 4 straight home games over the next handful of days. Remember, the next Grizzlies game will be at Mavericks Center on Tuesday, February 10th. It's going to be a rare Tuesday home game. That is the makeup of the postponed December 26th game between the Grizzlies and Idaho Steelheads. Then the Bloomington Bison will be in town for a 3-game series. February 13th and 14th will be 7:10 starts, and Monday, February 16th, will be at 3 p.m. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I know it's a little bit late out east, and especially here in the Mountain Time Zone, where the time of day is 10:55. Well, Grizzlies put together a good effort, but just came up a goal short, as they did win 2 out of 3 games over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. Utah is now 2-4 against Tahoe this season. Well, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast, not necessarily the final outcome. We did the best we could with this video feed, which, quite frankly, is a bit below average. But we did the best we could, and just tried to have some fun along the way. Once again, in 2 hours and 40 minutes, and in front of a crowd of 4,203 over at Tahoe Blue Event Center, it was the Grizzlies scoring 3 first-period goals, but the Night Monsters responded with 4 unanswered, as the Grizzlies fall 4-3 on a Saturday night. I'm Tyson Whiting, and I'm just pursuing my dream, and that's to someday get to the National Hockey League. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Next broadcast will be on Tuesday night, 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off as the Grizzlies take on the Idaho Steelheads. Get your tickets for Tuesday night's game at utahgrizzlies.com. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. Good night, everybody.